Florida and Alabama for the SEC championship. Just a few minutes away now. Joining me now, Florida football coach Dan Mullen. Coach, I know when you guys got here as a staff, this was the goal. And now you get to play in Atlanta for a chance for the championship.
Absolutely. You know, I mean, we wanted to build a program that's going to consistently compete for championships. You know, we've had a couple good years, but, you know, this is where you want to be, playing for this SEC title. You know, and great opportunity for us to go out there tonight and try to win another championship for Florida.
You know, this year's been certainly different, a lot of ups and downs. So just to get here from where it started and all the things that you guys had to go through, it's got to be a pretty proud moment.
Well, that's great. You know, I'm really proud of our guys. All the adversity, I mean, to get through this season is pretty special. And, you know, really happy and pleased with how our guys have done, how they've handled themselves, how they've put themselves in a position to be here and have this opportunity to go compete for a championship tonight.
And now for this week, because I know obviously last week didn't go well, but how did they respond? How was this week of practice? Are they ready to go?
Yeah, you know, this is what they work for. This is the game you want to come play in. So, you know, I think everybody's, you know, we had a great week of practice, great energy, great excitement. Obviously have a huge challenge against an excellent Alabama team. So, but our guys have, you know, that's why you come to Florida, to play in these moments and do, you know, to have opportunities to win championships.
You've been doing this for a really long time, and you guys as a staff have been so great at really be able to fix things out after a bad week. So what are some of the things you had to go through this week to try to get better?
Well, we just got to, you know, we got to go perform. We didn't execute very well last week. We got to execute much cleaner offensively, got to execute much cleaner defensively, and just play better as a team. But this is when you want to peak, you know, this last game of the season.
Offensively, you know, obviously they're really good. You guys are really good. Two of the best offenses in the entire country. So when you talk about being efficient on offense, what does that mean for today?
Well, I mean, you got to be efficient. You get 4 yards a run. You got to be complete your pass games. You got to convert on third down, score in the red zone. So, I mean, you just got to go execute the offense and be efficient.
And then they have an offense, obviously, that's pretty darn good, too. So defensively, what are some of the challenges that they pose?
Well, I mean, they got great players. They got a great offensive line and a back that can run the ball. They got a dynamic wide receivers on the outside that can, you know, score from all over the field, and they got a quarterback that manages the offense very similar to us, that's going to get the ball to his receivers, make good decisions, put them in the right plays, and make plays.
You know, for you guys just to try to go through this week and try to prepare for it, you know, when you look at last week and some of the things that they had to go through, just some of the things that you guys had to do this week to get ready for this one.
Well, we've been playing in this game for a while, so it's just all about playing in this game.
Well, Coach, we're looking forward to seeing you out there. Congratulations on getting here. Now go get them.
Okay, thank you.
All right, that is Dan Mullen.
Tonight we are live for the SEC championship game between the Florida Gators and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Hello again, everybody. I'm Mick Hubert, welcoming you to another exciting Saturday night of Florida Gators football. Tonight, the Gators come into the Mercedes-Benz Stadium with a record of 8 wins and 2 losses, suffering 2 defeats on last-minute field goals, losing to Texas A&M by 3, and then last week losing to LSU by 3. Meanwhile, the Alabama Crimson Tide coming in with 10 wins and no losses. A tremendous feat to go through the SEC 10-game schedule through the COVID season and come away without any defeat whatsoever. This is the 13th SEC championship game for both teams. The Gators have a 7-5 record during their appearances in the first 12 SEC championship games. Overall, the Gators have won 8 Southeastern Conference titles in 1991, 1993, 94, 95, 96, again in 2000, and then in 2006, and last in 2008 when the Gators defeated the Alabama Crimson Tide at the Georgia Dome. Let's welcome in the Hall of Famer, Lee McGriff. And Lee, a big night tonight for the Gators and the Crimson Tide.
It is, Mick, and right now, all logic and concern goes out the door for me. We line up, we play, we are in the championship game, and we've got a chance to win, and it's exciting. It's exciting that we're there, but I really think these guys, listen to Coach Mullen talk without overstating his case, I think the Gators are going to be focused and bring their best game of the year.
Let's bring in our analyst, Tate Casey.
Well, guys, as I'm sure you know, it's championship football today. Gators got to leave it all out on the field. And like you said, Coach, they've got to show up. I think they'll respond to last week, coming off that loss against LSU. This is a different type of ball game Florida's going to be prepared for.
This is the 41st meeting in the series between these two teams. Alabama has won 26. Florida has won 14. However, the Gators have lost 6 consecutive games to the Crimson Tide. The Gators lost to Alabama in the 2016 SEC championship game. The last time the Gators were in the league championship game, the Gators dropped a 54-16 decision. The year prior, in 2015, a closer game, yet another defeat, Alabama winning 29-15. The last time the Gators beat Alabama was for the championship in 2008 at the Georgia Dome, the Gators winning 31-20. The Gators come into this game tonight averaging 513 yards a game on offense. That's second in the SEC, eighth in the nation. The Gators are leading the nation in passing yards at 386 yards per game. The Gators get 41.2 points a game. That's second in the conference and 12th nationally. As for the Alabama defense, third against the run in the league, giving up 113 yards. Second in the league defending the pass, giving up 227. Third overall in total defense, 27th in the country, 340 yards a game. And Alabama permits just 16.8 points a game. That's the fewest given up in the league, 11th best nationally. As for the Alabama offense, third in the league rushing, 190 yards a game. Third in the league passing, 348 yards a game. Overall, the top offense in the league, 538 yards per game, and that's fifth in the country. They're 49.5 points a game, led the SEC, ranked third nationally. As for the Gator defense, sixth in the league, giving up 142 yards rushing, sixth in the league, giving up 242 yards passing, and giving up 384 yards a game, which is fifth in the league, 50th in the country. And scoring defense, 26.3 points a game given up by the Gators. That's fifth in the conference and 48th nationally. Lee, one thing for sure in this game, the Gators have got to take better care of the football tonight than they did last week against LSU.
Well, that's right, and we talked about that in the previous segment. Cannot turn this ball over. Don't throw interceptions. Don't fumble it. Take care of it. You got to go after it. I mean, you got to go make plays. You can't play scared, but you can't give anything to Alabama.
And here come the Gators. Gators wearing their home blue jersey tops tonight, white pants and orange helmets. Alabama wearing the road white uniform with the crimson numerals, the crimson helmets. The referee for tonight is Matt Leffler. He's 56 years old, his 9th year in the Southeastern Conference. Matt Leffler is working his third SEC championship game. He was the referee in the 2016 Florida-Alabama title game. And again, 2 years back in 2018, he worked that championship game. Matt Leffler, a 1986 graduate of TCU.
Florida wins the toss and defers to the second half. Alabama will receive on this. And good luck, gentlemen.
So the Gators win the coin toss, defer the option. The Gators have won 7 coin tosses in the 11 times the coin has been tossed this year. We'll have the opening kick between Florida and Alabama in the 2020 SEC Football Championship game coming up next on the Gators Football Network. Mick Lee and Tate with you tonight as the Gators meet the Alabama Crimson Tide. Gators trying to win their 9th game of the year. In the Dan Mullen era, the Gators have gone 29-7. And Mullen is tied with Urban Meyer for the best Florida record after 36 games as the head coach. 29-7 for Dan Mullen, 19-7 against SEC regular season competition. And for Alabama, the 69-year-old Nick Saban, his 14th year, 167 wins, 23 defeats. He's got 99 SEC victories, 15 losses, and it is 25th year overall for Nick Saban, 258 wins, 65 defeats, and 1 tie. Looking back, the fewest touchdowns allowed since 2009 in the nation. 2 of the 3 teams are on the field tonight. Alabama's given up the fewest touchdowns, 262. Wisconsin, second, allowing 330 touchdowns since 2009. And then the Gators stand third, giving up 339 touchdowns since 2009. So Florida and Alabama clearly have been the two premier teams in the league, as evidenced by the fact that they're meeting once again in the SEC championship game. This all got started back on Legion Field back in 1992, Alabama winning, and then the Gators winning in Legion Field in 1993. And then the league decided to move the championship game to Atlanta. Here we go. Evan McPherson runs up, swings his leg into the football, and strikes it back high and deep into the end zone for a touchback for McPherson. That's his 37th touchback on 69 kickoffs for the year. So Alabama will move it from left to right to start this first quarter behind the redshirt junior Mac Jones, 6'3", 214 pounds, a redshirt junior from Jacksonville, leading the nation with 76% pass completions. He's thrown for 3,321 yards, has 27 touchdowns, just 3 interceptions. Leads the nation in passing efficiency as well, an efficiency rating of 203.9. Alabama's offensive line is huge, averaging 326 pounds across the line. They've got a couple of third-year starters, a second-year starter, and on the right side, 2 first-year starters. Najee Harris opens the game at running back off the right hip of Matt Jones. There's the snap to Jones. He gives it off to Harris, running off to the left side, and the Gators get Mahmoud Diabate in there to make a nice tackle at around the 31-yard line. Good sure-handed tackle, but nevertheless, it's about a 6-yard run on first down.
Gators were lined up. They were ready. They played square and made the tackle, and a bunch of blue shirts were right there. 2nd and 8.
Yeah, it's it. I said a 6-yard gain.
Yeah, no. 2nd and 8.
Yeah. 2nd and 8. And now here's Jones back to pass on play action, throws it down the middle of the field, and it's caught. Nice catch by Devontae Smith in traffic at the 50-yard line. And Devontae Smith with his 84th catch of the year.
And it was a great catch. On the right side, in the slot, pushed up the hash mark, bit it inside, ball was a little high, made a great catch.
Alabama at the Gator 49-yard line left hash. Again, the handoff comes to Najee Harris, trying to find running room and knifing his way up the hash mark. That's a good run of about 7 or 8 yards. He was very patient in his run.
Yes, he was. Ball run right up the middle. Looked like the Gators were there. Arm tackles won't do it. They got to get shoulder pads on them and wrap them up.
So a gain of 7, so now 2nd down and 3. Ball is on the left hash. Twin receivers wide to the right. There's the snap to Jones. He hands it off to Harris, running off the left hash. Got a first down inside the 35-yard line, inside the 30, and finally brought down around the 29-yard line. Another strong run by Najee Harris.
This time, Harris was on the right side of Jones, took it straight up the middle behind the center, bounced it a little bit wider off left guard, then accelerated, found a gap.
Another missed tackle by the Gators. So Alabama on the move. 2 minutes into the game, they got first down at the Florida 29-yard line. They bring a man in motion near side. Jones rolls out, tries to look back to his left, and throws the ball on the ground. That's got to be a grounding call. He threw it at the foot of the right tackle, Evan Neal. I don't know who was in the vicinity.
I don't either.
He went out of the tackle box.
I don't either.
Didn't appear to be.
And Britton Cox was hot on his trail. He had to throw it away. Jones had to throw it away, or Cox was going to take him to the ground.
I can't believe there's
No, you and I
flag.
are both lost on that no call. He threw it right into the ground, clearly.
At the foot of his right tackle, and no flag. 2nd and 10 for Alabama, the Florida 29-yard line. Got a receiver wide to the left, twins wide to the right side. The snap back to Jones on a play action, looks to throw it down the field, and it's going to be broken up, tipped away maybe by the linebacker, Mahmoud Diabate, on a pass intended for the slot receiver, Slade Bolden.
And Alabama now is in hurry-up mode, trying to line up, and this is where the Gators have to do a better job of getting lined up right now.
So 3rd down and 10 for Alabama. Alabama leads the nation in 3rd down offense at 59%. And this movement at the line of scrimmage as the Gators jump across the line on the Mac Jones cadence. And 3rd and 10 becomes 3rd and 5.
Offside with contact. Number 91 on the defense. That's a 5-yard penalty. Third down.
Again, that's not a backbreaker. That penalty's not a backbreaker, but it's still, you can't have those mental lapses. Defensive linemen, they look at the ball. They're right there. Be disciplined.
Coming into this game, the Gators had given up 29% on third down in the previous 6 games. So here's 3rd and 5. The snap back to Jones. Jones looking to throw and swings the pass out to the right. He's got the receiver, and the Gators try and make the play, but he extends the ball over across the line to gain. We'll see where they mark it as Devontae Smith head up play with a stretch. May have gotten the first down.
He is so aware, Devontae Smith. He came on a shallow drag from left to right, wide open.
And they gave it to him, and now, no, they did not. It's going to be a quarterback sneak, and Mac Jones will surge forward and get the first down for Alabama on a 4th and 1 sneak.
Replay paged the officials. The previous play is under further review.
Well, I can't believe that replay didn't page the officials on what we thought was a grounding call on Mac Jones. And we never got a second look at it either. So 12:30 to play in this first quarter. Alabama with a 7-play, 50-yard drive. And it sure looked like Devontae Smith stretched that ball out across the line to gain, but we'll see how they rule this play. Devontae Smith came into this game 3rd all-time at Alabama with 201 career receptions and the leader in Alabama history with 38 touchdown catches. 6'1" senior from Amity, Louisiana. Referee Matt Leffler working his 3rd league title game as we await the decision by the officials, and it'll be coming very shortly.
After review, the player made the line to gain. Therefore, it's a first down on the 19-yard line.
So Alabama picking up another first down.
Yeah, and you know, I don't think the Gator players need to be shocked by this. They know who they're playing. Still can keep them out of the end zone. Keep battling. But you can't get rattled as a Gator player by this Alabama team going down the field.
Alabama scores touchdowns on 76% of the drives in the red zone. That's 9th in the country. 1st and 10 Alabama, the Florida 19-yard line, the right hash. On a play action, it's Jones back to throw and fires to the tight end, Miller Forrestall, who makes the grab, and it gets tackled by Ventrell Miller at the 8-yard line. That's good enough for another first down, and it's 1st and goal to go for Alabama.
It was a bootleg to the left, faked it to Harris, came to the left, and pulled up and hit the tight end right on the hash mark.
Now there's the snap to Jones, gives it off to Najee Harris, trying to run to the right, and he'll take it in. The Gators barely laid a hand on him. A touchdown run of 8 yards, and Alabama scores on the opening possession in 3 minutes and 40 seconds to take a 6-0 lead.
Total domination by the Alabama offense, throwing, running, and Jones never was pressured. Well, I take that back. We thought it was an intentional grounding, but no call was made. But he had time to throw. Receivers caught everything. Gators have to respond offensively. I'm saying obvious things, but that's how this game's going to be.
Will Reichard to add the extra point. It's on the way, and it's on the board. Reichard has not missed a kick all year. He's 77 straight coming into the ninth game. He's 67 for 67 now on PATs, in addition to 11 for 11 field goals. And a timeout with 12:20 to play in the first quarter with the score Alabama 7. The Gators are coming up. Alabama has won 38 consecutive games when scoring a touchdown on the Crimson Tide's opening possession. Alabama goes 70 yards, 9 plays. Here comes the Will Reichard kickoff, sailing back the 4-yard line, be brought back by the Gators' Kadarius Toney. Across the 20 and across the 25, and finally got brought down on a tackle by Patrick Surtain, cornerback. That's a good kickoff return. And Kyle Trask comes onto the field for the first time. 6'5", 240-pound redshirt senior from Manville, Texas. 70% completion, 8th in the nation. 3,717 yards passing. Malik Davis opens the game at running back, the left hip of Trask, and now he motions out of the backfield, leaving an empty set. Trask takes the snap, looks to swing the pass off to the left sideline. Davis on the catch and going out of bounds on the near sideline. Nice little throw and catch that time to start the game for the Gator offense.
Davis shifted, got in the slot, ran a little out route. Trask hit him. He was wide open. And I think Davis was a little jittery and went out of bounds. He had space to turn it up the field and get more.
Got just 4 yards on the catch, so it's 2nd and 6. Now Damian Pierce in the game at running back, lining up on the right hip of Trask. The snap to Trask, hands it off to Pierce, or rather it's a fake to Pierce, and Trask kept the ball, runs to the right, and gets hit and dropped after about a 1-yard run. Alabama staying very sound defensively.
Fake the sweep to Pierce. But Kyle Trask had nowhere to go. And that's because the ball was fumbled. I missed it the first time.
Christian Harris, the linebacker, leading Alabama tackler, got the tackle there. Now the Gators have 3rd down and 6. 3rd and 6 at their own 31-yard line. There's the snap back to Trask. Trask standing back looking to throw and fires it down the field. He's got Kyle Pitts. It's a great catch at the 46-yard line. He split 2 Alabama defenders, and the Gators pick up the first down.
Let me give you some real analysis. Kyle Pitts matters. Tight end on the right side in the slot, comes over the middle, covered tight. Trask drills it in there, and he makes a great catch.
He got held by Brian Branch, the nickelbacker, and there was no flag.
Fought through it.
Snap to Trask. Trask standing and looking. Now stepping up, going to run the ball. Hit from behind, pushed forward out to the 49-yard line. Got tackled from the backside by Will Anderson, the defensive end. There's a flag on the play. 10:40 to go in the first quarter. Alabama with a 7-0 lead.
And Trask, looking downfield, had nothing.
Personal foul, targeting number 8 on the defense. The previous play is under further review.
Well, if that targeting call holds, that will take Alabama's leading tackler right out of the game. Christian Harris, 6'2", true sophomore from Baton Rouge, with 65 tackles coming into the game.
I don't think that's going to hold. I don't even see what the official. I wish it was true, but I don't see any targeting. His head went down, but he certainly didn't hit Kyle Trask in the head.
Harris is making his 23rd career start today.
There's no foul for targeting.
So no foul, and Harris stays in the game. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Trask is 2 for 2 tonight with 19 yards passing. The Alabama linebackers are 1st and 2nd on their team in tackling. Harris with 65, and right behind him the Mike linebacker Dylan Moses has 62. Moses, a true senior from Alexandria, Louisiana, has 178 career tackles. So the Gators now with a 2nd down and 7, and they put Kadarius Toney in the backfield off the right hip of Trask. Twin receivers to the left, a single receiver to the right. There's the snap back to Trask. Trask looks and rainbows the ball right side for Pitts, and it's too long, out of bounds on the far sideline. Pitts was being covered by Patrick Surtain, but the ball was uncatchable.
Put Pitts out wide to the right like a wide receiver and just had him run a streak or a go route. And one of the few times you'll see it, Kyle Trask threw that ball off the field. He usually is very accurate on deep balls and gives his receivers a chance. He missed on that one.
What was great about that from an Alabama standpoint was the cornerback, Surtain, never took his eyes off the quarterback. He watched the ball all the way into position. There's the snap to Trask on 3rd down and 7. He rainbows the ball down the left side. It's Kadarius Toney with a catch. He's going to go all the way. Touchdown, Gators. Oh, my. 49-yard touchdown pass.
Do you love it? Do you love it? 2 streaks back to back. Take a shot on the right side, take a shot on the left side, and you hit it. Great route by Toney, getting on top of that corner. He was wide to the, actually he's in the slot, and put a stick to the inside on his defender, froze him, went right by him, and Trask just threw a perfect rainbow, and that was beautiful.
Trask has now thrown a touchdown pass in 21 consecutive games. Evan McPherson for the PAT, and it splits the uprights. And timeout with 10:05 to play in an explosive start to the 2020 SEC Championship game. Each team has had one possession. Each team has scored a touchdown. Florida 7, Alabama 7 on the Gators Football Network. The Gators scoring drive brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. The Gators just went 73 yards in 6 plays, took 2:09 off the clock, and it's a 7-7 game. Here's the Florida kickoff by McPherson, sailing back to the goal line, and will be run back by Alabama as they're going to bring the ball back up the field, and Slade Bolden gets it out to around the 17-yard line or so. There's a flag on the play on the kickoff return. Let's hope it's against Alabama.
You know, reflecting on that touchdown pass to Tony, I don't have this statistic.
During the return, illegal block in the back. On the return team, number 29, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Well, here's the first break for the Gators. Field position. Field position. Bad decision by Alabama to return it, block in the back, and that puts Alabama in the hole. Back to my point about Tony, I don't recall the Gators throwing a deep ball to Tony all year. That seems like that couldn't be possible based on the year he's had, but I think that was a break of tendency by the Gator offense against the Alabama defense. They gave them something they hadn't seen. Tony on a deep route.
All right, Alabama starts at its own 9-yard line. And there's a running play to Najee Harris to the 10-yard line and off to the 11, maybe the 12, and the Gators get on him and bring him down. And that's about as good a tackle as you can make on Najee Harris, as it was led by James Houston, the linebacker. So it's a gain of 3.
And the ball is on the Alabama 12. We weren't able to say exactly where they started, but now it's on the 12. They're in the hole. Keep them there.
2nd and 7 from the 12-yard line, ball on the right hash. They got to stack receivers to the left. Snap to Jones. Jones looking, swings the ball off to the left side, and a great catch by Devontae Smith on the Gators sideline. Perfectly thrown ball, and Smith with another catch. That'll be his 3rd of the game.
My goodness, it's just hard not to appreciate him. He ran a corner route in the slot, another high ball. He goes up so smoothly and plucks it out of the air, comes down, gets his feet down. Just a great catch.
So that's good for 24 yards and an Alabama first down. 3rd catch of the night for Smith. He's got 48 yards receiving. The snap to Jones. Jones dropping back. Looks to throw the ball off to the left again. He's got a receiver there. It's the tight end, Jaleel Billingsley, who makes the grab before he's tackled. But another good throw from Jones and another Alabama first down.
Well, these Alabama receivers aren't running scot-free. That's not the issue. This is a crossing pattern. Coverage is close.
And that
but
ball,
they make the catch.
That ball went right through James Houston's hands, the linebacker.
Yeah, he went up trying to get to it.
So Alabama has moved to the Gators' 49-yard line on the left hash. Najee Harris in a one-back set, takes a handoff, runs up the middle of the field, and gets a little bit of a run out to about 8 or 9 yards before he's brought down by the Gators' James Houston again. But another big, nice run on first down by Najee Harris.
Right now, Alabama's making it look so easy when they have the ball. Running and throwing.
And 2nd and 1. Again, they hand it off to Harris. Got the first down, gets into the linebacker level, and finally gets brought down, but not before another first down run for Alabama. And they're going up-tempo, no-huddle offense. Ball at the 30-yard line. There's a handoff coming to Harris again, and this time he's knocked down. The Gators collide on him really early. They got helped by Chris Bogle that time to make a tackle after a short run by Harris. Midway through this first quarter, a 7-7 game. Alabama with a 2nd down and 6. Alabama with 7 carries tonight on the ground, 52 yards rushing, all from Najee Harris. 2nd and 6 for the Crimson Tide. At the 26.5-yard line, the ball between the hash marks. There's the snap to Jones. Jones throws the pass out to the left. He's got his receiver standing out there. Devontae Smith makes the catch, turns upfield, and is tackled after about 3 yards or so gain on the far sideline.
That was a quick screen. He was in the slot. Gators closed on it pretty good. Got him down, even though he got positive yards. They were nearby, and they made the tackle.
Smith, 4 catches, 52 yards. Mac Jones, 6 of 8 for 78 yards passing. Alabama on a 69-yard drive. It's taken 7 plays, 3.5 minutes. They've got 3rd and 2 at the Florida 22-yard line on the left hash. Devontae Smith motions across the formation. They got trips wide to the right and single receiver to the left. There's the snap to Jones. In the pocket, looks to throw the ball down the field, and it's going to be intercepted, taken away by the Gators. It's Trey Dean on a run back to the 30-yard line, and now the ball knocked out of his hands and recovered by Alabama's Devontae Smith. The Gators had a takeaway. Jones ran it back, lost the ball, and Devontae Smith recovered for Alabama.
Oh my goodness, what a turn of events. Trey Dean fought for that ball, ripped it away from the receiver.
Injury timeout.
Ripped it away from the Alabama receiver, coming over the middle. Fantastic play, but he got blindsided on the return. Never saw it. Never saw the Alabama tackler coming to him.
That was the receiver, John Mechie.
Yeah.
Delivered that crucial blow.
Yeah, and he delivered a lick, and that ball exploded.
And so, 6:21 to play in the first quarter. I thought they said they had an injury timeout. Apparently we'll keep it here.
We'll take it.
Now we'll take the break. Back after this on the Gators Football Network. Mickley and Tate with you tonight in an exciting first quarter of this SEC championship game. A 7-7 tie. Right now, Mac Jones 6 of 9, 78 yards, but that was credited as an interception. Charge to Jones. Alabama has 1 turnover in every game. They had 10 turnovers for the year. But they got the ball right back after the Gator turnover. They take it at the 31-yard line. There's the snap to Jones. Jones under pressure. Throws the ball off to the left. He's got Devontae Smith wide open. Busted coverage. He'll take it in for a touchdown. 31-yard score.
What a gut-wrenching turn of events. Trey Dean makes a great play on an interception. On the return, gets hammered, fumbles it. Alabama gets the ball back and hits Devontae Thompson on a crossing pattern from right to left, and this is clearly a coverage bust. He went totally unanswered for all the way across the field. Wide open. Wide open.
And the extra point by Reichard is up, and it is good. A timeout with 6:07 to play in the first quarter. Alabama 14 and Florida 7 on the Gators Football Network. A crushing blow for the Gators, literally and figuratively, after Trey Dean had made a great play, stripping the ball away, ruling it an interception, was picking up yardage on the run back, got blindsided by John Mechie, fumbled the ball. Devontae Smith recovered, and on the ensuing play, the Gators allowed a Heisman Trophy candidate to run scot-free in the secondary and catch a 31-yard touchdown. Alabama kickoff, sails back 4 yards, and Tony runs it back to the 10 and to the 15. Tony across the 20, out to the 21-yard line on the kickoff return by Kadarius Toney.
It seems clear, counter to what we believe in, Mick, you and I, that the Gators are going to return these kickoffs. The first one worked out, got past the 25, but didn't make it to the 30. This one fell short.
So the Gators will start at their own 21-yard line. Florida moving right to left here in the first quarter. There's the snap to Trask. He swings it off to the left to Tony at the 20, 25. Tony 30, 31. Got a first down. About a 12-yard gain after a nice catch and run for Tony.
3 receivers bunched up, wide to the left. Quick screen to Tony. picked up 2 blocks, split the defenders, and got the first down. Really, that's the Gators version of a sweep, of a running play.
2 catches tonight already for Tony, 62 yards receiving. He had 123 against LSU last week. Gators have 1st and 10. There's the snap to Trask. He gives it off to Tony. Going to run the ball, turn the corner, cut up the field, get a nice run with a first down. About a 13-yard run that time for Kadarius Toney.
You know, honest to goodness, I've said it before. Tony could be a running back. That was he shifted back to the backfield on the left side of Trask, handed him a sweep. Looked like nothing was there, but that happens with Tony when he's got the ball. You think nothing's there, he creates something. Picks up a first down.
Tony already with 75 total yards in the game, 13 rushing with 62 receiving. The Gators have a first down at their own 45-yard line. The ball between the hash marks. Malik Davis in the one-back set off the right hip of Trask. Gators have twin receivers left, one to the right. There's the snap to Trask. Standing in the pocket, looks the rainbow ball down the field for Pitts, or rather, for Shorter, and it's just overthrown, intended for Justin Shorter on the near sideline.
Well, Kyle Trask has got a little bit of adrenaline flowing. Again, this is good. It was a fake curl pattern and go. Shorter beat him badly, and Trask overthrew it. It's not like Kyle Trask. He'll get that settled down. But the Gators are taking shots deep, and they're open. They're there. I like it.
2nd and 10 for the Gators from their own 45-yard line. Moving right to left here in the quarter. The snap to Trask. Trask looks to swing the pass, throws it low, and it's caught. Nice catch by tight end Kyle Pitts, and the Gators pick up the first down. 11-yard completion.
Skinny post from the right side by Kyle Pitts. Tight man coverage. Gets inside. Low ball. That is a big, tall guy, and he went down and got that low ball, cradled it, and made the catch for a first down.
Trask 5 for 7 tonight, passing 91 yards. Gators first down at the Alabama 45-yard line. Twin receivers to the left, single receiver to the right. The snap to Trask, looking to throw the ball toward the left sideline, and it's going to be incomplete. He tried to come to the sideline for Trey Grimes on the near sideline. It'll be 2nd and 10.
That ball was there that time, and that I think that went through Trey Grimes' hands. Would have been a nice catch. He ran a go route on the left side. Protection's good, by the way. Protection's good. Kyle Trask is he's able to work.
Emory Jones checks in the game now. At quarterback on 2nd and 10. 3 receiver to the left. The snap to Jones. He wants to run. Bounces to the outside. To the 40. To the 35. To the 30. He's got a first down. Finally being brought down by Alabama in the secondary. And a nice run by Jones.
Emory stepped up, waited for Pitts to pull, get in front of him, and he went around the right end. Nice run. Great call. I doubted it from the get-go, but it was a great call.
17-yard gain. Naquan Wright comes in the game now at running back for Florida. Gators first down, the Alabama 28-yard line on the right hash. The snap back to Trask under a blitz. He throws the pass quickly. It's broken up and no flag. Pitts looked like he got a guy riding his back, linebacker Dylan Moses. Pitts needs to wear a saddle. No, that wasn't a flag.
Pitts on a shallow drag.
Oh, it was a terrible missed call. He was being held. He was being ridden.
All the way across.
Nobody flew the flag.
Not just when the ball arrived, for the whole route. The linebacker was hanging on him.
A terrible missed call. 2nd and 10. 28-yard line right hash. Snap to Trask. And the Gators hand the ball off on the running play. It's going to be Naquan Wright getting about a yard maybe. Trying to run a slant off the left tackle. It's hard enough to beat Alabama when you don't get a call like that. Right in the center of the field. You got an umpire there, don't you? You got a center judge there. You got a back judge. And nobody saw it. 3rd down and 9. Gators 2 for 2 tonight on 3rd down. 2:55 to go first quarter. 3rd and 9 at the Alabama 27-yard line. Ball between the hash marks. The Gators have trips wide right, twins wide left, no backs. Snap to Trask, and he wants to run the ball, and he'll be hit and dropped after about a 6-yard gain.
Quarterback draw all the way. I'm sure they thought man coverage, 3rd and 9, thinking that the Alabama secondary would just bail. There'd be nobody there, but there was a missed block. It was from a defensive lineman that made the play.
And here's the big call right now. The Gators decide that they need points. They don't try it on 4th and 4. They send in Evan McPherson to try a 40-yarder, centered up beautifully between the hash marks. There's the snap, the set down, the kick is up and on the way, and it will sneak inside the right upright. It is good. A 40-yard field goal. And so there's the first flinch of the game. A timeout with 1:57 to go in the opening quarter. Both teams have had it twice, and both teams have scored twice. There's a 4-point differential. Alabama 14, Florida 10. Gators went 56 yards, 10 plays, and the time of the field goal drive was 4 minutes and 4 seconds. Right now, Kyle Trask is 5 of 9 for 91 yards passing with a touchdown. His efficiency rating is 177.2. Mac Jones is at 174.6. He's 7 of 10 for 109 yards passing with a touchdown, but also charged with an interception. Najee Harris has 8 carries for 56 yards for Alabama. The Gators have 6 carries by 4 different rushers in the game tonight. 6 carries, a total of 38 yards. The receivers, Tony has caught 2 for 62. Pitts has caught 2 for 25. Malik Davis has 1 catch for 4. Alabama has 3 receivers with a total of 7 catches tonight, led by Devontae Smith, already in the opening quarter with 5 catches and 83 yards receiving.
Incredible. And you made the point, so I'll pin this on you. This guy is a Heisman candidate, a great player. How do you not know where he is at all times when you're playing in the Gators secondary? You have to be acutely aware of where he is, and you can't let him run scot-free across the field. Maybe they'll get that buckled down.
Well, it's the second time in 2 games Alabama's had a receiver running scot-free in the secondary. Last week it was a tight end, Jaleel Billingsley, on a little crossing route at LSU, and no one with 10 to 12 yards around him when he caught it and ran it in. It was a similar looking play right there. So now here's McPherson, swings that powerful right leg into it, strikes it high and about 2 yards deep, and again they're going to bring it out. Here comes Alabama's Billingsley to run it out to the 20, to the 25, and finally knocked out of bounds, but he got near the 27-yard line.
Oh, the Gators had a shot at him way short of the 20-yard line and missed the tackle. Well, the obvious thing to say is the Gators desperately need to come up with a stop. They've shown no evidence of being able to do that so far. But every play is a new play. Every series is a new series. And the Gators need to come up with something because the offense is responding.
Trey Dean is back in the game. That's good to see after taking that vicious blow. In motion, John Mechie off to the left. They're going to run the ball to Najee Harris, and Harris goes across the 30 out near the 32-yard line. That's good for about a 5-yard run by Najee Harris.
Right up the middle. Right up the middle. The blue shirts are covered up by the Alabama offensive line. They've got to fight these blocks and get off of them. That's easy to say. Easy to say because those offensive linemen for Alabama are really good.
Officially a 4-yard run, so it's 2nd and 6. The snap to Jones, hands it off to Harris again, and Harris is hit this time by Ventrell Miller, who stops him. And Alabama will have 3rd down and about 3 yards to go. Approaching 1 minute remaining in the first quarter. 3rd and 3 for Alabama. The snap to Jones. Jones dropping back, standing in the pocket, looks to throw, swings it off to the left, and it's incomplete. Gators had coverage that time against John Mechie, and Brad Stewart got out there. Might have got a hand on that ball.
And there it is. There's the stop.
Also
personal foul, hands to the face on the defense, number 17. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
And there it is. You can't make those mistakes. 3 and out. It could have been a difference maker. But you have a lack of discipline. Not lack of effort, but you got a defensive lineman putting his hands in the face mask of the Alabama offensive lineman, and it breathes new life into Alabama on this drive.
So Alabama with a first down at the Crimson Tide 49-yard line. Jones in the pistol. Harris is the running back. The snap to Jones, hands it off to Harris. Harris with a nice run, 45-yard line, and stopped it around the 43-yard line, but it takes a couple of Gators to bring him down. Be about an 8-yard gain.
Gators had a 5-man front that time. Harris ran through one tackle, got down the field. You can't give them this many chances. You had to stop.
So 2nd and 2 at the Gator 42-yard line. Harris motions out of the backfield now. No backs for Jones. There's the snap to Jones. Pump fakes, in some trouble, and the Gators get him, and down he goes. Sacked back at the 49-yard line. That's a loss of 6 yards on the Gator sack by Andrew Chatfield.
Chatfield, that is pure effort. He came up the field fighting his way all the way. He was being held. He was being held. He fought through that, and just pure determination to get to the quarterback. Great job.
That's a great play for the Gators on the final play of the opening quarter. After one period, it's Alabama 14 and Florida 10. The Gators had 38 yards rushing, 91 yards passing. Florida gaining 129 yards in the first quarter. Alabama gained 175 yards, 66 rushing and 109 passing. Alabama ran 22 plays. The Gators had 15. Time of possession for Alabama, 8.5 minutes. For Florida, 6.5 minutes. Alabama had 9 first downs in the opening quarter, and the Gators made 6 first downs. And a lot of offense leading that first quarter.
Well, very positive with this Gator offense. Gator defense just needs to get a stop. Get the offense back on the field.
All right, here we go. Alabama going right to left here in the second quarter. They'll have 3rd down and 7. Crimson Tide 1 for 2 tonight so far on 3rd down. Again, they lead the nation 59% for the year on 3rd down. The snap to Jones. Throws the ball down the middle of the field, and it's going to be caught there by the Slade Bolden, the slot receiver, and an Alabama first down. Bolden's 18th catch of the year.
Another crossing route against man coverage. Matt Jones is extremely accurate, as is Kyle Trask. And if his receivers get a step, just a step, he puts it on the money. And you just can't let receivers get inside of you, because crossing routes are the hardest thing to cover in man coverage.
1st and 10 for Alabama at the Gator 33-yard line on the right hash. Alabama with 2 backs in the backfield, including a tight end. They snap the ball to Jones on play action. Drops back, looks and looks, and rainbows the ball deep down the field. Got a receiver wide open, but he makes the catch too long. Back of the end zone, out of bounds. John Mechie did not have enough room. It goes incomplete.
No, and that's a break for the Gators, because Mechie was wide open in the end zone. And who's the Gator corner?
Jaden Hill.
Down? What'd you say? I'm sorry.
Jaden Hill.
Yeah, Jaden Hill. Jaden Hill, I couldn't see his hair gets down too long, but he was stumbling and let Mechie go.
So now it's 2nd down and 10 for the Crimson Tide. The Gators 33. The snap to Jones, handing it off to Harris. Harris running into the wad, and the Gators bring him down at around the 29-yard line after about a 4-yard run that time by Najee Harris.
Off right tackle. Another huge 3rd down play. On the previous play, no pressure on Matt Jones. None. The Gators have gotten close, have had a sack. Got to get there this time. Got to disrupt him. Can't let him stand back there.
Alabama 2 for 3 on 3rd down. They've got a 7-play, 43-yard drive in the making. Again, they come with no backs. Here's a swing out, pass off to the left side. A catch by Harris, and the Gators knock him out of bounds short of the line to gain. Harris coming from across the field to the right. Made that catch on the left sideline.
And he came in motion, and the linebacker covered him, could not keep up with him in motion all the way across the field. And when he swung out right, the Jones threw it to him, and they gave him a first down.
Yeah, they sure did.
Wow.
They gave him a first down.
Is under further review.
Well, Thank you very much. 13-19 to play in the second quarter. Alabama with a 14-10 lead.
I don't even think it's close.
Not even close.
But we've not been in great agreement with the striped shirts so far in this game.
Marco Wilson tried to take him on initially and then needed help from Ventrell Miller to finally get him out of bounds.
Yeah. And it was Ventrell Miller trying to cover Harris, coming in motion, man-to-man, all the way across the field. He just couldn't keep up with him.
Well, I've yet to see an angle that would indicate he made a first down, but we'll see what they come up with. Taking a long time and looking at this one, which means they're searching and searching to try and find an angle to back up the call on the field.
Of course, it's just the opposite. The call stands if you can't disprove it. So if they can't get an angle that helps them understand, the call stands.
After review, the ruling on the field stands is called. It's first down.
I'm biting my tongue.
You know, we've said this during the course of this year. I'm not saying it's a foolproof method, but they rarely bring the chains out to measure anymore. No, I'm not saying that's we've seen some shenanigans with that too, but nobody ever measures anymore. And so it's Alabama awarded yet another first down. First down at the Gators' 23-yard line, left hash. Snap back to Jones on play action, fires the pass out to the right flat. He's got the receiver and a missed tackle. A first down for Xavier Williams, running after a catch, picks up about 12 yards.
Williams wide open in the flat, no Gator in sight. Mac Jones on the play action pass, easy throw and catch. Marco Wilson was 10 yards off the receiver.
Alabama first down, the Gators' 11-yard line on the right hash. The snap to Jones, hands it off to Najee Harris, trying to bounce it to the outside, and another missed tackle as he turns the corner, picks up 3 or 4 more yards after a missed tackle. Again, Najee Harris, they say he had 66 broken tackles in 10 games this year. He's had at least 2 or 3 tonight already.
And that was run right there. Marco Wilson had him around his left leg, but couldn't hang on.
Alabama now with a 2nd and 4 at the Florida 6-yard line. The ball is on the right hash. Miller Forrestall, tight end in motion now as a wing to the left. There's the snap to Jones, looking to hand the ball off to Najee Harris, and Mahmoud Diabate gets in there and grabs him. And that'll be the Gators' best run stop tonight on Najee Harris. No gain.
Absolutely, that play was straight up the middle. That time, the Gator defensive front stood them up, fought off those linemen, and Najee Harris had nowhere to go.
That's actually going to be a loss of a yard on the play. So the Gators get a loss of a yard on the run by Najee Harris. And now 3rd down and 6 for Alabama at the 7-yard line. The snap to Jones. He swings the pass off to the left for Harris. Harris makes the catch. Another missed tackle. Turns upfield and scores a touchdown.
Once again, I don't know where the coverage was. Harris came out of the backfield into the flat to the left. Easy throw for Mac Jones. Harris forced a missed tackle, 2 missed tackles, and went into the end zone standing up.
That's the first receiving touchdown of the year for Najee Harris. Extra point on the way and on the board. Alabama's had 3 offensive possessions and has scored 3 touchdowns. A timeout with 11:27 to play in the second period. It's the Crimson Tide 21 and the Gators 10 on the Gators Football Network. Alabama touchdown drive, traveled 73 yards, 12 plays. It took 5 minutes and 23 seconds to score. A 7-yard touchdown pass from Mac Jones to Najee Harris. Technically, Alabama has had 4 possessions. They had an interception, but then the Gators fumbled it right back on the same ensuing run back. So it was like they had a 2-and-1 possession there. Here's a short kickoff, fielded at the 10-yard line, and the Gators' Malik Davis is going to run to the 25 and to the 30, coming up the left hash, getting out to the 32-yard line on a ball that was kicked off very short by Will Reichard, who's not a long-legged kicker in terms of this year. He had 7 touchbacks on 45 kickoffs. So he's not likely to send that ball in the end zone much, and the Gators they've got Tony and Davis both back there to return kickoffs.
It appeared they didn't want it to go to Tony, so they pooch kicked it to Davis, which is just fine.
All right, the Gators trailing 21-10 as they move it left to right here in the second quarter. Drive start from their own 32-yard line. There's the snap to Trask. Trask stands back, looks to throw the ball, fires it down the left side, and he overthrows Malik Davis, who was being covered that time by the Sam linebacker, Christopher Allen.
Called a wheel route. Davis in the backfield, went out to the left, turned it up the boundary, going deep. He really wasn't open. So Trask just hung it up, didn't have anywhere else to go, and he was tightly covered.
So 2nd and 10 now. Alabama has run 30 plays. This will be the Gators' 17th offensive play of the night. The snap to Trask. Trask swings a pass to the right to Davis, makes the catch and makes a man miss. He's the 35, he's the 40. He's got a first down, crossing the 41-yard line. A nice run after the catch from Malik Davis.
A great run. It was a quick screen to Davis, who shifted to the right, and he broke a tackle and then covered that ball up with 2 hands and went after that first down and got it. That's huge.
That's the Gators' 8th first down of the game, and so now Gators approaching their own 43-yard line. Naquan Wright comes out of the backfield, leaving no backs. Trips left, twins right. The snap to Trask. He steps up, and he runs, and he'll be hit and knocked down by Christopher Allen, the Sam linebacker, and that's a sack.
Came with a linebacker blitz. Trask had nobody to go to. He stepped up in the pocket and protected the ball.
So now it'll be 2nd down and 11. Gene DeLance, the right tackle, got whipped by Allen. That freed Allen up to go get Trask, making a loss of 2 on the play. So 2nd and 12. Damian Pierce, the running back. There's the snap to Trask. They hand it off to Pierce, running to the right side, and he was knocked down after a 1-yard run.
Absolutely nothing. Florida has nothing going in the running game. Hadn't been their forte all year. Handoff, a sweep to the right, and Alabama just shut it down. And now that brings the Gators to 3rd and 11.
Gators tonight have converted 2 out of 3 on 3rd down. 3rd down, 11. At the Gators' 42-yard line from the right hash. Tony motions across the formation to the left. Takes a screen pass to Tony out the left side. He's at the 45-yard line, and he'll be hit and dropped right there on the... No, he's still on his feet. No, they rule the play dead at the 45-yard line. That's a gain of only 3 yards. It'll be 4th down and 8.
Put Tony in motion from right to left to the wide field. Shot the ball out to him. Alabama was in position. Tony had not much room. So Alabama gets a stop. Need a great punt by Jacob Finn.
Finn had a 67-yard punt last week, his career best against LSU. He's averaging 46.4. He would be 5th in the nation if he had enough punts to qualify. He hits the ball very well here. And it'll be Alabama making a catch at the 10-yard line. And Devontae Smith going to run it back to the 20 and the 25 and out to the 30-yard line. Devontae Smith took that crease and got about a 19 or 20-yard punt return. will take timeout with 8:27 to go in the second quarter. And with the score, Alabama 21 and the Gators 10. 8:27 to play in the second quarter. Alabama with a 1st and 10, 30-yard line. The snap to Jones. Swings the pass out in the right flat. John Mechie on a catch, turning up that sideline, getting out of bounds about after an 8-yard pickup. Mechie, really good outside receiver, coming into his own as a sophomore from Brampton, Ontario, Canada.
Quick screen to Mechie to the right. Picked up 2 blocks from the other 2 wide receivers.
That's
Picked up 8 yards.
A gain of 8. It's 2nd and 2. And now a handoff to Brian Robinson, getting his first carry, and he picks up the first down, running inside the 40-yard line to the Gators' 39-yard line. Brian Robinson, a 6'1", 228-pound senior from Tuscaloosa, getting a little bit of work to give Najee Harris a breather.
And the Gators had a shot at him in the backfield, but they missed.
Midway through the second quarter with Alabama leading 21-10. And the Crimson Tide now with a 1st and 10 at the Alabama 41-yard line. The snap to Mac Jones. Jones looking, and now hit and sacked. Beautifully done. That time Zachary Carter got him from the backside.
Great job by Carter, but it's got to be a coverage sack because Jones, the quarterback, had plenty of time to get that ball off. But Carter and Slayton kept fighting and got off the ground to get him, but he had nowhere to go. Credit the secondary. 2nd and 14. Gators desperately need to capitalize on this.
Now 2nd down, 14 for Alabama at the Crimson Tide 37-yard line. The snap to Mac Jones. They're going to run the ball off to Robinson. Robinson surging forward, getting about 7 or 8 yards, but well short of the first down.
But too many. Make the tackle on the initial hit. Got to get lined up.
Alabama coming with no huddle on 3rd and 7. The snap to Jones. Jones standing looking. Throws the ball deep down the left side. It's incomplete, and a flag is thrown on the play on a ball intended for Devontae Smith. Went right through his hands, but the officials somewhere have spotted a foul.
Illegal substitution on the defense. The 12th player did not get off the field. That's a 5-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
Every time the Gators have made a stop, they've made a mistake to eliminate the stop. Illegal substitution.
4 penalties on Florida, 1 penalty on Alabama. That's what we talked about in the pregame show. Those sub packages, they may have to be curtailed a little bit in this game. 3rd and 3 for Alabama at its own 48-yard line. Jones looks to the sideline to get that play. They got 3 receivers wide left. A 1-back set. And Jones hands the ball off to Robinson, and Robinson with a second effort picks up the first down. He was hit behind the line, but continued on for about 7 more yards. And the Gator tackling has been atrocious tonight.
The Gators had a stop on 3rd down, penalty for illegal substitution. They could have stopped this 3rd down effort, this 3rd and 4, missed tackles in abundance, and another 1st down.
And there could have been a face mask on the Gators that they didn't see. Alabama 1st down now at the Gators 44. Here's a pass out to the left side. Devontae Smith, he makes the catch and finally got brought down on a tackle by Kyrie Elam, but Smith is a smart guy. He was able to lean forward and pick up about 3 extra yards while he was being tackled. Alabama on the move. Gators have not stopped them yet. 2nd down and 5. Smith with 6 catches already, 88 yards receiving. Robinson remains in the game at running back. Been a long stay on the sideline for Najee Harris. They got Devontae Smith in the slot to the right, John Mechie wide to the right. Here's Jones rolling out right. Now looks to throw the ball down the field toward the end zone, and it's going to be broken up beautifully that time by Brad Stewart on a ball going toward Devontae Smith.
Brad Stewart, Donovan Steiner, both in position, closed on it, knocked the ball away. That was excellent Excellent coverage. Great effort.
At the last second, Brad Smith turned around, located the ball. So now 3rd down and 5 at the Gator 39-yard line with an empty set for Alabama. 3 receivers to the right, twins off to the left toward the boundary.
The Gators aren't lined up, walking around.
There's the snap to Jones. Jones dropping back, and the flag, the whistle, I should say, stops the play.
Before the snap, Alabama takes its first timeout.
So 5:14 left to play in the first half with the score. Alabama 21 and Florida 10. Hickley and Tate with you tonight. The SEC championship game, 5:15 to play in the second quarter. Alabama with a 21-10 lead. Mac Jones 13 for 18 tonight, 162 yards passing. Here's 3rd and 5 for Alabama. The snap back, and Jones looks to throw the ball. He's got a receiver down the field. It's caught by Devontae Smith, just deep enough for the line to gain a first down for Alabama on a 6-yard pickup.
I don't know, Mick. I think he caught him, took a step back, and the Gators made a tackle. No, it's not a first down.
You're right. They spotted him short of the line to gain. So 4th down.
On the field, the player was short of the line to gain. Florida takes its first timeout of the half.
So Devontae Smith came over the middle, caught the ball, and of trying to pick up extra yards, he regressed short of the first down and then got tackled.
So we'll take timeout with 4:55 to go in the first half. Alabama 21 and Florida 10 on the Gators Football Network. 4th down and less than a foot for Alabama. They've only gone for it 5 times on 4th down this year. All right, there's the snap. They're going to sneak it, and they surge forward. It looks like they've got the first down.
And they did it with their tight end, who went in motion and then suddenly got under the center and took a direct snap and pushed for the first down. That's why Mac Jones stood back in the shotgun.
Miller Forrestall, 6'5" and 244 pounds. 5th-year senior from Cartersville, Georgia. Credited with the carry and the first down to pick up. 16 of them now for Alabama, only 7 for the Gators. Alabama's running twice the number of plays from scrimmage tonight than Florida. Alabama has first down at the Gator 33.5-yard line. Mechie motions it off to the right. There's the snap to Jones. Hands the ball off to Najee Harris, and Harris tries to skip to the right side, get to the 29-yard line. That's a gain of 5 yards. But they set Najee Harris on the sideline for several plays that last possession.
And what's discouraging, I'm having flashbacks of Herschel Walker when I was coaching, and you think you got him, but it's 5 yards. It's 8 yards. Looks like a good stop.
All right, it's 2nd down and 6. 4 minutes to play in the second quarter. Gators still trying to get lined up on the defensive front, moving all around the place. 2nd and 6 for Alabama. The snap back to Jones, hands it off to Harris, trying to run to the right, and now a little step move it to the left, gets up the field for about 3 or 4 extra yards.
They handed it off, went off the right side, but he does this. It looks like Gators are in place. He slides and shifts and finds open space and gets it up the field.
Yeah, that's just something you just can't teach that.
Nope.
That's just God-given ability right there. Not every runner has that.
3rd and 2.
Alabama tonight on 3rd down converted 5 of 7. 3rd down, 2 yards to go. Alabama comes with an eye set, and they hand the ball off on the first man through. It'll be Brian Robinson, and Robinson looks like he's made the first down. Robinson running out of the fullback spot.
And the Gators line up with an 8-man commitment against the run. Alabama runs it straight ahead and still gets a first down.
That was old school football right there for another Alabama first down. 12 plays, 47 yards on the drive, coming up towards 6 minutes of possession on this drive for Alabama. They've got first down at the Florida 23-yard line. The ball between the hash marks. The snap back to Jones. Jones pump fake right, now throws the ball on the right side to Najee Harris, who makes the catch, and he runs in for a touchdown.
Marco Wilson had man coverage on a running back, and Najee Harris beat him to the inside, caught the ball between the hash marks, stiffed arm Marco Wilson, and went in standing up.
Najee Harris hadn't scored a touchdown on a catch this year. He's had 2 touchdown catches tonight. And Alabama now with a 27-10 lead. Mac Jones 15 of 20 for 189 yards passing. The extra point off the foot of Will Reichard is good. And timeout out with 2:28 to play in the second quarter. And now with the score, Alabama 28 and Florida 10. The Alabama touchdown drive traveled 70 yards, 13 plays. They had the ball for 5 minutes and 59 seconds. And it went as a 23-yard touchdown pass play from Mac Jones to Najee Harris. That's back-to-back 70 and 73-yard touchdown drives by Alabama, which has taken a 14-10 game out to a 28-10 Alabama lead. But now let's see if the Gators can be the Gators, because here's where they've excelled all year, scoring at the end of a half and getting the ball to come out of the locker room to start the third quarter and scoring. Here's the kick is sailing deep to the 2-yard line, and a fair catch by Kadarius Toney, and the Gators will start at the 25-yard line. Moving left to right here in the second quarter. Total yards, Alabama in the first half 288, and the Gators with half that number at 143. Alabama has more than doubled the plays tonight. 43 plays for Alabama, 20 plays for Florida. Kyle Trask 7 of 12, 105 yards passing. Ball just inside the left hash. Toney motions across the formation into the slot to the right. Malik Davis, the running, rather Damian Pierce, the running back. Here's Trask, back to throw, fires it down the field for Toney. Toney makes the grab. Great play. He got deep, and Jordan Battle, the safety, finally brought him down on a long Florida gain.
Huge play. Toney going up the seam, came in motion from left to right, turned it up in the slot, down the right hash mark, and Kyle Trask put it on the money.
That's good for 40 yards, and the Gators have first down on the Alabama 36-yard line. The snap back to Trask. Trask swings the pass off to the left, and a catch made out there about 9 yards deep. Again, it's Toney with his 5th catch. He's gone for about 114 yards receiving in the game.
He's playing great. He's catching everything, taking hits. Kyle Trask, he's on the money. This ball's moving.
Gators with second down and 2 at the Alabama 28. 3 receivers wide left of the boundary. There's the snap to Trask. Trask looks, fires the ball to the right side. It's a catch for Toney at the 5-yard line, fighting his way toward the goal line, and stood up. The ball comes out, but they rule the play dead at the 1-yard line. That's a 27-yard gainer, and Toney now with his 6th catch, almost 140 yards receiving in the first half. And the Gators coming quickly without a huddle. They've got the ball, first and goal, and now whistle blows.
Incredible throw and catch from Kyle Trask to Kadarius Toney.
The ruling on the field was a catch short of the goal line. The previous play is under further review.
Well, maybe they can add a face mask to this call.
Yeah. When he went down, he had a hand on the face mask.
That ball came out before he was all the way to the ground. Sometimes when you have the ball and they got you, it's time to go to the ground and stop fighting. And I hope that Toney does not get caught with that great effort, trying so hard that they're going to rule this as a fumble.
Yeah, he was trying to fight for yardage, had one hand on the ground.
Yeah, and trying to extend it. What he meant, trying to extend the ball.
When you got one hand on the ground to try and keep your balance, that means you only got one hand on the ball, and you got a couple of guys trying to strip you. That's when you got to get down, because you know you're going to have first and goal somewhere around the 3-yard line. It's a very important call right now.
You know, on that play, trying to go deep was Kyle Pitts. And as he worked down the field, they were holding him all over the place from the get-go. So Trask came back to Tony.
As it stands right now, Kadarius Toney has 6 catches for 139 yards. And that's a career high for, Toney had 182 yards last week.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. First down.
Man, that's a break for the Gators because that was close. And again, Kadarius Toney can do things that most guys can't do as far as coming out of tackles and stuff. But there is a time to hang on that ball and go to the ground. That was too close for comfort.
So the Gators in the red zone with a first down and goal just outside the 1-yard line on the right hash. 1:15 to go in the second quarter. There's the snap to Trask. He wants to run. Tries to power his way into the goal line. He's in! Touchdown run by Kyle Trask! And that for Trask is a big score. The Gators now trail 28-16.
Great job by Kyle Trask. Took the ball in the pistol, took it straight up the middle, and just kept battling, pushing through, finding a crease, and getting across the goal line.
The Gators went 75 yards on that touchdown drive.
And Kyle Trask was brilliant on that drive with the throws he made, and so was Kadarius Toney.
They desperately needed that touchdown, and they got it. And the extra point is up, and it is good. The extra point, like all the Gator extra points, brought to you by 76. 76 were on the driver's side. And a timeout with 1:09 to play in the second quarter. It's Alabama 28 and the Gators 17. Gator touchdown drive traveled 75 yards on 4 plays, taking only 1:19 off the clock. But it was a desperately needed score, and it stopped a 14-point scoring run by Alabama. And the Gators now trailing by 11 at 28-17. Gator defense has to hold here now in the final 69 seconds. They will get the ball to start the second half. So now here's Evan McPherson. Runs up, swings that right leg into it, and hits a low knuckler at the 2-yard line. Fielded 2 yards deep by Jaleel Billingsley. Going to bring it out from the end zone at the 20-yard line, going out of bounds at around the 23. He went back into the end zone and fielded a ball that knuckled and hopped up and got shy of the 25-yard line.
And again, Gators had a chance to tackle him around the 10-yard line, took a shot, out of control, came out of it, picked up more yards.
Trask tonight, 10 for 15, 179 yards passing. Mac Jones for Alabama is 15 of 20, throwing for 189 yards with 3 touchdown passes. So the Crimson Tide will start the drive at the Alabama 22-yard line, going right to left. Harris motions out of the backfield. Here's a pass coming off to the left side. It's broken up, intended for Devontae Smith. A pass breakup that time from Brenton Cox.
Got his hands up. When the quarterback went to step and throw on a shallow drag or a screen to Smith, Brenton Cox did what he's supposed to do, get his hands up, knock the ball away.
1:02 remaining here in the quarter. Alabama with a 2nd and 10 from its own 22-yard line. Trips wide left, the single receiver wide right. The snap back to Jones. Steps up, he's going to run. Now stops and throws and finds the receiver down the field. Slade Bolden. Bolden makes the grab and runs down to the 48-yard line. Somehow Jones stopped just shy of the scrimmage line.
3-man rush, prevent defense. Jones stepped up in the pocket, kept his eyes downfield, made the throw.
46 seconds to go in the half. Jones back to throw it again. Swings it off to the left. It's incomplete. Najee Harris hadn't turned around yet, and it hit off his arm and fell to the ground.
Well, good job by somebody on that defensive front. May have been Cox. who hit Najee Harris and disrupted him on his route. So he had to kind of stumble and bumble, and by the time he stood up, he didn't know where the ball was.
This will be the 47th play of the half for Alabama. 2nd and 10 for the Crimson Tide at the Alabama 47-yard line. The snap to Mac Jones. Jones looks to throw the ball down the field. Got a receiver there, wide open, and it's going to be a catch, and it's Devontae Smith, and now Alabama's certainly in field goal range.
You got 8 people dropping off the cover, and Devontae Smith is wide open over the middle.
Now first down for Alabama. Snap back to Jones. Jones flushed out, rolls right, throws to the tight end Forrestall, who goes out of bounds. Another play for the Gators in which the defense is just shifting around and laterally moving and not in position.
Well, in the prevent, they're trying not to let them throw it deep, and they're trying to keep the ball in front of them, but they're playing so loose. Alabama is now in field goal range.
On a 5-play, 53-yard drive. 23 seconds left in the half. 2nd and 3. Jones takes the snap, stands back and looks, throws the ball, and it's going to be incomplete off the hand of Najee Harris. It'll bring up 3rd and 3 with 18 seconds remaining.
Ball was thrown high. Najee Harris lifted his left hand up. Wasn't a very well thrown ball, so in defense of Harris, that ball wasn't thrown very good. Bogle almost had a chance for an interception. Huge 3rd down. Huge. 3rd and 3.
Jones 18 for 26 tonight, 242 yards passing. 3rd down and 3 for the Crimson Tide at the Gators 25-yard line on the right hash. The snap to Jones. Jones throws the ball over the middle field. He's got the receiver, and a catch made for John Mechie, and a first down to the 18-yard line.
Crossing route.
Alabama takes their 2nd time out of the half.
13 seconds to play in the first half. Jones now 19 of 27, is thrown for 250 yards. Let's go to the sideline for Tate Casey.
Well, right there, Florida's definitely got to get a stop right there. That's a big play, but I mean, you got a linebacker matched up on John Mechie. I mean, that's not necessarily something in your favor if you're Florida. Right now, they just got to dig down deep and hold this to a field goal at a minimum.
Well, they've got time for maybe 2 plays, but most likely 1 more play. Then they can't get it to the end zone, kick a field goal.
Alabama with first down at the Gators 17-yard line on the right hash. There's the snap to Jones. Jones looks to throw it quickly, fires to Najee Harris. He makes the catch and spins across the goal line. He's in again. Najee Harris has scored his 3rd touchdown reception of the first half, and Alabama goes back to a 17-point lead at 34-17.
Najee Harris not only making an impact in the running game, but doing it in the throwing game, and has Diabate covering him man for man. Came out of the backfield, faked him to the outside, came to the inside, and then once again the initial tackle did no good. He spun out of 2 Gators tackles and got it to the end zone.
Alabama has 366 yards in the first half. Their season high for the game is 723 yards against the Ole Miss defense. Now Riker to try for the extra point. There's the set down, the kick is up, and it is good. And Alabama with a 35-17 lead in the final seconds of this first half. Alabama's offense has been relentless tonight. They've gone 70 yards for a TD, and they had a 31-yarder after the exchange of turnovers. Then they followed that up with 3 straight touchdown drives of 73, 70, and 78. So they have 4 touchdown drives tonight of over 70 yards. The Gator defense has allowed 31 touchdown drives this year of over 75 yards. For Mac Jones in this game, he has 4 touchdown passes in the first half. His career high is 5. Did that against Auburn. Jones is 20 of 28, 267 yards passing with 4 TDs. His efficiency rating is 191.5. Kyle Trask efficiency rating is 188.9, but he's 10 of 15 for 179 yards. The Alabama kickoff, another short one, and the Gators will smother it at around the 31-yard line by Keon Zipperer to fall on the ball with 6 seconds to play in the half. In the first half, Alabama has run 51 plays. The most they've run all year is 83 against Arkansas. They've gone for 51 plays in the first half. The Gators have 24. Gators will get the ball to start the second half. It was going according to form with the Gators scoring, but perhaps they left too much time on the clock in the second quarter because Alabama went right down 78 yards and 58 seconds to score another touchdown. 5 seconds left in the half. Snap to Trask. Trask dropping back, stepping up. He'll be sacked by Will Anderson on the final play of the first half. It's Alabama 35 and Florida 17 on the Gators Football Network.
Coach, will you take us down to the goal line on this last touchdown drive? Walk us through the decision making in terms of clock management.
Oh, we're trying to score. We got to score to keep up with these guys. So, I'm not sitting there trying to make it a one-play deal to score against them. They got an excellent defense.
Is your offense feeling the pressure every time Alabama puts one on the board?
No, we're just trying. We're running our plan right there. We've had some chances to make stops defensively. We created a turnover and fumbled it right back. I think we have 3 third-down penalties, 4 to keep them on the field. We've gotten off the field a bunch of times and we've just stopped ourselves. So that's kind of disappointing because our guys are making some plays and then we're making the mistakes. And you can't give an offense like that, 5 extra opportunities. That's not going to happen.
Absolutely. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
In the first half tonight, the Gators had 34 yards rushing, 179 passing. The Gators with 213 yards in the opening half. Alabama had 366 yards with 99 rushing, 267 passing. And the Crimson Tide doubled the number of plays. They had 51 offensive snaps to the Gators 25. They had the ball for 19 minutes and 10 seconds, while the Gators' time of possession was 10 minutes and 50 seconds. Alabama had 22 first downs. The Gators had a total of 9. Now, Alabama, first downs, the most they've made this year is 37 against Ole Miss, 22 tonight in the first half. Mac Jones, the most passes he's attempted in a game this year is 32. In the first half tonight, he threw 28. He's 20 of 28 for 267 yards with 4 touchdowns. Kyle Trask, 10 of 15 for 179 yards and 1 touchdown. A big first half for all the star players. When you look at Najee Harris, 16 carries, 88 yards rushing, 4 catches, 53 yards receiving with 3 touchdown passes. The first 3 touchdown pass catches of the year, we should add. And then Devontae Smith, 8 catches, 113 yards. And for the Gators, Kadarius Toney, perhaps on his way to a second consecutive week of a personal best. Tonight he's got 6 catches for 139 yards receiving. He's caught all 6 balls lead that's been thrown his way. So again, the Gators trying to hang with the Alabama Crimson Tide, the top-ranked team in the country, trailing 35-17 as we go to the second half kickoff, and the Gators will receive it, and Toney will fair catch it at the 1-yard line.
Well, Kyle Pitts started out early in the game, and he was very involved. Alabama's worked hard to take him away. That's got something to do with Toney getting open. But candidly, the Gator offense, they've scored 17 points, only running 25 plays. They've been effective. Hopefully they can put together a drive now. and tighten this down. It's the Gator defense that have got to find a way to get some stops.
Damian Pierce had 1 carry for 1 yard rushing in the first half. He opens the game as the running back in the third quarter now. Tony motions in the slot to the right. There's the snap to Trask. Tight pocket, throws it to the left. He's got the receiver, Jacob Copeland, for his first catch of the game. Goes for 13 yards out to the 38-yard line for a Florida first down.
Copeland on the left, pushed down, came in, pushed down straight down the field, turned to the inside. Trask hit him, and that's going to be important that Grimes and some of these other receivers, Copeland, get involved.
Gators with empty backs. There's the snap to Trask. Going to throw it to Trey Grimes, left sideline. He makes the grab before he's shoved out of bounds. So Trask has hit 2 to start the second half. That's a gain of 5. And for Grimes, his first catch tonight. Gators with a 2nd and 5, and they send Emory Jones into the game. Jones had a 17-yard run in his only appearance in the first half. Again, twin receivers right, trips left. Now Tony motions to the backfield. Snap to Harris. He fakes it to Tony and keeps the ball and runs it himself and picks up the first down. Got about 5.5 yards, and he's tough to bring down. They have gotten about 7 yards. The Gators pick up the first down.
Well, Emory Jones has gotten in for 2 plays and run for first downs on both plays. He rode the back on the inside and then turned it up off of right tackle. First down.
So Jones has carried twice tonight for the Gators, and he's the leading rusher with 24 yards. Florida with first down at the 50-yard line. The snap to Trask. Trask stepping up, looking to throw the ball deep down the right side for Grimes. He makes the catch, beats the defender, takes it down the field, and scores a touchdown! Gators on a 50-yard pass completion. It'll be the Gators scoring a touchdown for Trey Grimes.
Great execution between Trask and Grimes. Grimes running a go or a streak route on the right side, had a stop and go, and then Trask threw it, back shoulder, defensive back got lost. Grimes turned, jumped, caught the ball at the high point, and legged it in for the touchdown. Again, offense doing a very good job. Defense, come on.
8 touchdown catches in the last 8 games for Trey Grimes. The kick is up, and it is good. And the Gators strike right out of the locker room to start the second half in Atlanta. Timeout with 13:25 to play in the third. And with the score, Alabama 35 and Florida 24 on the Gators Football Network. The Gators touchdown drive brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. Gators 75 yards on 4 plays. It took a minute 35 for the touchdown. Here's the kickoff, and it will be a touchback. And the Gators trailing 35-24 here early in the third quarter. Yards per play tonight. Yards per play. For Alabama, 7.2 yards every play. For the Gators, 9.9 yards per offensive play. That tells you the Gators need more plays. How do they get more plays? Got to get Alabama off the field.
I believe that's the formula. Need a stop. And on both stops the Gators had, they had penalties that didn't actually allow the stop to happen. The Gators need a stop now.
Najee Harris, the running back, and it's going to be a little toss on a shovel to Devontae Smith trying to turn the right corner, and he's knocked down at the 29-yard line. That used to be called a jet sweep. Now it's recorded as a pass.
Yeah, because he came in front of the quarterback, and he just shoveled it to him.
Good for 4 yards. Be 2nd and 6.
And a tackle by Brad Stewart.
9th catch of the game for Devontae Smith. Got 117 yards receiving. 2nd and 6 for Alabama at the 29-yard line. Here's another pass out to the left for John Mechie at the 35-yard line. Breaks the tackle, the 40, the 45, and the 50, crossing midfield, and out of bounds for another big gain after the Gators miss another tackle.
Alabama just having their way with this Gator defense. Quick screen to the left. The outside receivers made their blocks. Mechie just broke a tackle by Stewart. Got way up the field.
Devontae Smith had a lot of jersey as he was blocking down the field. He was holding the Gator defender.
I've seen some jersey grabbing by the team in the white jerseys.
Alabama first down at the 45-yard line on the left hash. The snap back to Jones. Jones on play action, looking, in a little trouble. Swings it off the left. It's broken up. Batted down by T.J. Slayton, who got a hand on the pass.
Jones looked to his right, had his eyes downfield, wanted something there. Wasn't there. Coverage was good. Came back to the left. Nothing there either, but the ball got batted. Good job by the defense on that play.
So second down and 10 for the Crimson Tide at the Gator 45-yard line on the left hash. Harris in the one-back set. Harris takes the handoff and tries to run up the middle of the field. Mahmoud Diabate grabs him, but he carries him forward a couple of yards down to the 40-yard line. That's a 5-yard run. It'll be 3rd and 5. Alabama, by the way, setting an SEC championship record tonight with their 35 points in the first half of the game. And an injured Gator down on the field, trying to stop that run. It looks like it's Brad Stewart shaken up. True senior from New Orleans, who made his 18th career start tonight. So we'll take a timeout with 12 minutes to play in the third quarter. And with the score, Alabama 35 and the Gators 24 on the Gators Football Network. 11:54 to play in the third. Alabama with 3rd and 5. And they hand it off to Najee Harris, trying to go to the left, and he'll be hit and dropped. That's about 3 yards short of the line to gain. So here's Alabama now with a 4th down play.
And that's the best tackle by Amari Burney on Najee Harris that I've seen. Stepped up in the hole, hit him in the chest, wrapped his arms around him, and stopped him in his tracks.
Alabama 1 for 1 tonight on 4th down. It's 4th down and 3 for the Crimson Tide. At the Gator 38-yard line left hash. The snap to Jones. Jones looks to swing the pass underneath. The Gators make the tackle as they bring down Devontae Smith. Kyer Elam got out there in coverage and made the tackle, and Alabama turns it over as the Gators get the stop and they get the ball.
And there it is, the first real stop by the Gators of this game. If the offense can just keep doing what it has been doing, it's great.
That's a great job by Kyer Elam. He ran step for step laterally across the field in defending the best receiver in college football, who made the catch, and Elam made the quick tackle.
It is
the
tough
Gators have the ball.
Tough to cover that shallow drag. And Elam did run right with him and tackle him right when he caught it.
Gators have scored touchdowns on their last 2 full possessions as they start right now at their own 37-yard line on the left hash, going right to left here in the third quarter. Trask back to throw and fires the pass, incomplete. Down the middle, intended for the tight end, Kyle Pitts.
And I think Kyle Trask thinks that Kyle Pitts got held. He's showing it to the officials. He had Pitts coming across the middle, and he let him, but evidently Pitts was held.
Have they called holding on Alabama all night? They've only been 1 penalty on Alabama for 8 yards, so I guess the answer would be no. 2nd and 10 at the 37-yard line left hash. The snap back to Trask. Trask rolling right, now stopping. Looks to play it back to the left. Throws the ball, incomplete. There's a flag on the play, and it looks like the linebacker, Dylan Moses, will be caught with a pass interference trying to cover the Gator receiver, Malik Davis.
And Alabama, we've been alluding to it. You just did. They've been stealing all night. Finally, the Gators get a call against Malik Davis.
Pass interference on the defense, number 32. 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
Yeah, well, please keep paying attention, because these Gator receivers, when you see them not being able to shake free, it's got a whole lot to do with what just happened to Malik Davis.
Only the 2nd Alabama penalty. 25 yards. Now the Gators with 1st down. On the Alabama 48-yard line left hash. The snap to Trask. In a little bit of trouble, trying to step up the run. Will be hit and drop. That'll be a loss on the play of at least 3 yards.
Alabama coming with a blitz on the outside. Totally unblocked. Christian Harris. Trask had no chance.
So a loss of 3 yards. It's 2nd and 13. from the Gator 49-yard line. They got trips wide right. There's the snap to Trask. He's going to run the ball again at the 50. Hit from behind, pushed forward by Justin Aboyji. The defensive end shoved him forward for about 3 yards. Aboyji leaves the field now for Alabama. 10-10 to go in the third. Gators trailing 35-24. They have third down and 9. Tonight on third down, the Gators 2 for 4. For the year, they're 50%, 11th best in the nation. Alabama gives up 38% for the year on third down. Third and 9. Trips to the right, single receiver to the left. Running back Malik Davis. There's the snap to Trask. Trask looking, throws it underneath and makes a bad throw, incomplete. Trying to come to the receiver, running back Malik Davis. It'll be 4th and 9. We may see our second punt of the game. The first punt was also by Florida.
Trask had pressure, stepped up in the pocket to escape it, had to throw off his right foot. And that's just too bad that the Gators could not capitalize on the one stop that the Gators got him.
Jacob Finn's first punt tonight and only punt of the game went for 45 yards. Snap is back and the kick is away. And it's coming at the sideline, going out of bounds somewhere near the 10-yard line. Officials come up and say closer to the 9-yard line. So Gators have them backed up on that placement punt that time by Finn. And we have a timeout here in the third quarter. With the score, Alabama 35 and Florida 24. 9:35 to play in the third. Jones dropping back, looking, throws underneath. He's got Najee Harris, left side of the 10 and the 15, has a first down, crosses the 20, and finally brought down by the Gator linebacker James Houston, but not before he goes for about 13 or 14 yards on a pass reception.
Jones had all day standing in the pocket, looking downfield, and then came back to Najee Harris leaking out of the backfield. Secondary had dropped deep. He had plenty of room to run to get the first down.
That's Harris' 5th catch of the night for 67 yards receiving. Got 161 total yards in the game for Harris. First down, Alabama at the Crimson Tide 23 on the left hash. Another handoff for Harris. Harris runs up the middle, up the left hash, and gets out near the 28-yard line. Good for about another 5 yards. That would put him right at 100 yards rushing for the night. He has 4 games this year of 100 yards and has 11 in his career of 100 yards rushing. So now 2nd and 4 for the Crimson Tide at the Alabama 29-yard line. The snap to Jones on play action, throws the pass down the field. Got a receiver, Devontae Smith wide open again, and finally tackled by Kyer Elam. And for Smith, his 11th catch, another Alabama first down.
Wide open, coming over the middle. He was on the left side, hardly was a skinny post, pushed down the field 10 yards, just bent to the inside, wide open. Quarterback hit him right in the chest.
He's got 94 catches this year. That's the second most in a single season, trailing Amari Cooper, who had 124 a few years ago for the Crimson Tide. Alabama moving in Gator territory. First down now at the Florida 43 from the right hash. There's the snap to Jones, handing off to Brian Robinson. Robinson running off to the left and tripped up there nicely by Brenton Cox after a short run by the backup running back Brian Robinson. Robinson scored 3 rushing touchdowns against Arkansas last week.
10-yard penalty, replay, first down.
So a holding penalty on Alabama by Alex Leatherwood, the true senior from Pensacola, a veteran of their offensive line. Tonight's his 39th consecutive start.
And he held Carter, who had outside contain, and that's why Robinson was able to bounce it outside.
So it's 1st and 20 now for Alabama, back on the Crimson Tide 46 from the right hash. Robinson off the right hip of Jones, trips to the left, single receiver to the right. Jones back to throw, passes out to the left. Devontae Smith with a catch and an open field tackle by Brad Stewart. Good to see him back in the game. He was shaken up earlier in this quarter. But once again, Devontae Smith has his 12th catch. Devontae Smith coming into this game, the last 5 games before tonight, he had caught 11 touchdowns for 771 yards. He had 231 yards receiving against LSU a couple of weeks ago. Tonight he has 155 on 12 catches. Alabama now with 2nd down, 10 yards to go. The snap to Jones. They hand the ball off on a running play to Jaleel Billingsley, and Billingsley is brought down by the Gators' Zachary Carter. Billingsley did not have the speed to get out in the corner and make that left turn.
And Zach Carter played that very well. He was the end man of the line of scrimmage, kept his outside shoulder free, got rid of the blocker, and accelerated to the runner. Great job by Zach Carter.
Gators leading tackler tonight, Donovan Steiner with 8, Amari Burney with 8, and James Houston with 8. All 3 with 8 tackles, leading the Gators tonight in tackles in this game. Here's Alabama with 3rd down and 13 yards to go at the Florida 47-yard line, right hash. The snap to Mac Jones. Jones drops back, steps up, swings the pass off to the left. He's got the tight end, and Stewart makes the tackle on Major Tennyson out there in the open flat area. And it'll be 4th down for Alabama.
I'll tell you, Brad Stewart has made some tackles in this drive and done very well. He just chopped that tight end down. No problem.
That'll be the 7th tackle tonight for Stewart. And now the first punt of the 9. Let's introduce the Alabama punter, Charlie Scott. He punted for Air Force for 3 years before transferring in. His kick is away. Very high ball, hits inside the 5, and will squirt back into the end zone. That'll be a touchback. Only the 2nd time this year on 16 punts that Scott has had the touchback. And so Kyle Trask brings the Gator offense back on the field, trailing only by 11 with 5:16 to go in the 3rd. Alabama 35 and Florida 24 on the Gators Football Network. Well, it's back-to-back Alabama possessions that the Crimson Tide has not scored. They turned it over on downs, and then the Gators force a punt, and so now the Gators have the ball down 11 as they start from the 20-yard line. The snap to Trask. He throws the pass out to the right side, and a catch made by Copeland, and Copeland tries to get away from the tacklers. The ball comes loose. Alabama recovers the loose ball. Malachi Moore has it, but do they rule the play dead with forward motion? I think they have. At least they should have. The Gators should keep the ball after what appeared to be about a 5-yard pass completion. But they're going to sort it out. We'll wait and see.
The ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by Florida. It's 2nd down.
Recovered by Florida, so.
Except the official pointed in the direction that Alabama would have the ball. So I'm a little bit confused.
Yeah, they're confused also. The Gators have the ball. It's a loss of 7. 2nd and 17. The snap to Trask. Trask looking to throw it down the left side in double coverage, intended for Pitts, and it's broken up. He had double coverage by Josh Jobe, the junior cornerback, as well as the safety Daniel Wright from Fort Lauderdale, and it's incomplete.
Well, Pitts was going down the field, as you said, double coverage. Trask just hung it up, hoping he could out-jump him. Didn't happen. 3rd and 17 is not exactly what you want.
Pitts has been targeted 6 times tonight, but 2 catches only, 25 yards. 3rd and 17. There's the snap coming back to Trask. He drops back, looks, throws the ball down the field. Got a receiver. It's the tight end. He's open for a catch and a 1st down as Kyle Pitts makes the grab near the 33-yard line. Good for about 20 yards.
Unbelievable. Pitts came square. It ran a middle route or a dig route. He was on the right side, split out, short side of the field, came in right to left, and Trask under duress got him the ball.
20-yard gain. Third catch of the night for Pitts. He's got 45 yards receiving. Gators first down, their own 33-yard line. The snap to Trask. Again, he makes a quick throw. The receiver being held, Najee Harris, and flags do fly on a pass interference by linebacker Dylan Moses. Second time tonight, Moses holding against Gator receivers, and he's been flagged for that.
For those Gators listening to us that can't see this game, we are not exaggerating about the holding that's going on downfield with the Gator receivers. We're finally
Pass
getting the
interference
calls.
on the defense, number 32. Spot foul, automatic first down.
That one was so flagrant, they had to call it.
4:05 to go in the third. The Gators have outscored Alabama in the quarter 7-0. And Florida trailing 35-24. Total yards tonight for the Gators 302. Alabama 462. Florida with a first down at its own 45-yard line, just inside the right hash. Tony motions off to the left into the slot. There's the snap to Trask. Trask looks to throw it down the field. It's going to be caught for Grimes at the Alabama 30-yard line. That's good for 25 yards and a Gators first down. Brought to you by Good Greek Moving and Storage, your superhero movers.
Incredible. Grimes running somewhere between a post and a dig route to come to the inside. Doesn't matter. He had double coverage. Trask gunned that ball in there. And good concentration by Grimes.
Trask closing in on 300 yards now tonight with 284 passing. Tony lines up in the backfield to the right hip of Trask, and they hand the ball off to Tony, trying to run the ball to the left, and he's tackled out there by the linebacker Christopher Allen. Made a great play in space on Tony, which is sometimes almost impossible to do. Short gain on the play. Trask tonight, as I mentioned, 16 of 24 now for 285 yards passing. 2nd and 8. There's the snap to Trask. Hands the ball off to Naquan Wright running. And Wright surging inside the 25-yard line, down into the 22. It'll be third down and about 2 yards to go.
Best run by a running back right there. Handoff to Naquan Wright going to the left.
So the Gators on third down and 2 at the 22-yard line. The Gators tonight 3 of 6 on third downs. The snap to Trask. He wants to run it off the left. He's got the first down, powering his way to the 19-yard line.
Kyle Trask is a Gator fullback tonight. Bunch set to the right. Motion back and forth by one of the receivers, and Kyle Trask powered off the left side.
Gators with a 7-play, 61-yard drive in 3 minutes elapsed time. They've got first down on the Alabama 19-yard line on the left hash. The snap to Trask. Trask looking, still with the ball. Throws it out of bounds on the left side. Incomplete.
And I think that was some things going on downfield. Kyle Trask talking to his receivers a little bit. What they needed to do to shake themselves free. So he threw that ball away. Didn't work that time.
Trask 16 of 25 for 285 passing. Both quarterbacks' efficiency rating is almost identical, hovering right near 187. Gators was 2nd down and 10 at the Alabama 19 from the left hash. They got 3 receivers wide right to the strong side, single receiver wide left. There's the snap to Trask. He swings it out to the left. Naquan Wright with the catch at the 14-yard line, tackled right there by the linebacker Dylan Moses. He had 13 tackles against Ole Miss for a career high.
You don't break very many Alabama tackles. That was a hitch route by Wright on the left side, goes 5 yards, turns around. Trask hits him in the chest, and he couldn't break the tackle. 3rd and 4.
A minute 40 to play in the third. Gators hanging tough, down by 11, but on the move. A critical play here. 3rd and 4. Grimes motions into the slot to the right. They got 4 receivers out wide right. Tight end Pitts to the left with no backs. Snap back to Trask. He wants to run it again and gets to the first down marker. He's got the first down, just getting inside the 9-yard line on another run by Kyle Trask.
Another fullback run by Kyle Trask off the left side. It's there. There's space. Helmet on a helmet. They're maintaining their blocks. He's getting his shoulders down and charging straight ahead for that first down.
Trask has carried the ball 10 times tonight. Gators with first down and goal to go at the Alabama 9-yard line. On the left hash, 3 receivers wide right and 1 to the left. There's the snap to Trask. He's going to run it again up the middle of the field inside the 5-yard line. Trask pounding hard down to the 3-yard line on another tough run by the Florida quarterback. 2nd and goal.
Kyle Trask, there's never been any doubt in my mind. He's got grit. He plays with guts all the time. They're asking him to make these straight ahead runs. He's getting his shoulder down and he's going after it.
The Gators have shut out Alabama in the 3rd quarter, trying to take big momentum into the 4th period. 2nd and goal, and they run the ball off to Naquan Wright up the middle of the field. He's in! That's a touchdown run for Naquan Wright. Oh my! And the Gators are trailing 35-30.
Mick, the Gators ran the ball a bunch of times on that drive and stuck it in the end zone from the 7-yard line with Naquan Wright right up the middle. Terrific. And Kyle Pitts came down and got a great block to get Naquan Wright into the end zone. Huge drive.
Now the extra point upcoming. There's the snap, the set down, the kick up, and it is good. And timeout with 18 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. The Gators have owned the quarter, outscoring Alabama here in this 3rd quarter tonight, 14-0. And with 18 seconds left to play in the 3rd period, it's Alabama 35 and the Gators 31. The Gators drove 80 yards, 12 plays, had the ball for 4 minutes and 58 seconds, and they've narrowed the Alabama lead to 4 points at 35-31. This is as close as the Gators have been since late in the 1st quarter when they trailed by 4 points at 14-10. Alabama had allowed only 8 rushing touchdowns against the Alabama defense this year. Tonight, the Gators have a pair of rushing touchdowns and now have all the momentum in the final moments of this 3rd quarter.
And what happened? 2 defensive stops by the Gators, and the offense found a way on the 2nd drive.
Here's McPherson's kickoff. Sailing high and into the end zone for a touchback. McPherson entered the game tonight, 52% of his kickoffs going for touchbacks, a figure which ranked 36th in the nation. And so now, total yards in the game, Florida with 357 and Alabama with 462. Total plays in the game, 45 for the Gators and 63 by Alabama. So can the Gators put together a 3rd consecutive stop of the Alabama offense in these final seconds now, the 3rd quarter, which has been all Florida, 14-0 in this period. Alabama starts from the 25-yard line. On a play action, Mac Jones to pass. Looks to swing it off to the right. Got Miller Forrestall, the tight end, who's quickly tackled. The ball comes out, and Forrestall scrambles, goes, gets it, recovers it, because there was no Gator in the area after Diabate was in on a tackle, and Forrestall recovered the ball. That'll be the final play of the 3rd quarter. We are the boys from Old Florida with all the momentum tonight, heading into the final period, trailing by just 4 points against the heavily favored, undefeated, number 1 ranked Alabama. After 3 periods, it's the Crimson Tide 35 and the Gators 31 on the Gators Football Network. Mick Hubert back here with you as we take a look at the 3rd quarter stats tonight, brought to you by International Diamond Center. Through 3 quarters in this game, the Gators with 66 yards rushing, 291 yards passing. The Gators have gained 357 yards. Alabama has 461 yards.
After review, player was down at the 27-yard line. It'll be 2nd down at the 27-yard line.
So the Crimson Tide with 109 rushing, 352 passing, again 461 in the game for Alabama. The Crimson Tide with 64 offensive plays. The Gators have run 45. Time of possession, Alabama 25 minutes and 57 seconds. The Gators 19 minutes and 3 seconds. The first downs, Alabama had only 3 first downs in the 3rd quarter, but 25 for the game. The Gators had 9 first downs in the first half and 9 more in the third quarter, giving the Gators a total of 18. So, Lee, all you want when you're an underdog is to be hanging, and the Gators are hanging as we go to the fourth quarter, trailing 35-31. Alabama gets the ball. They snap it to Jones. Jones looks to throw, swings it out here to Devontae Smith and makes the grab, and the Gators get a tackle on him short of the line to gain by about a yard, thanks to the tackle out there by cornerback Jaden Hill.
Well, right now, this is kind of an obvious statement because the Gators are getting stops on defense. We're tackling so much better.
And the Crimson Tide will sneak the ball, and it looks like it's going to be a first down. A little short surge. Gators have stopped the Crimson Tide on the last two Alabama possessions. Again, Alabama making only 3 first downs in the third quarter after they made 9 in the first quarter and 13 first downs in the second quarter. First down for Alabama in the first minute of this final quarter. First and 10 for the Crimson Tide at the 35-yard line. Now on play action, Mac Jones back to throw, fires the pass off to the left side, got a receiver sitting open, and it's right there, a catch for John Mechie. Gators playing awfully soft in that zone back there.
I mean, you got Elam playing 10 yards off the receiver. He just ran a 15-yard out, broke out, ball's delivered. It's a gimme, especially with Mac Jones, who's very accurate.
It really is. That route against that defense is as good as any fast break dunk in basketball. It's almost a sure thing. First and 10, Alabama. They cross midfield. They're at the Gators' 45-yard line on the left hash. Snap to Jones. Hands the ball off to Najee Harris. Running left, hurdles a defender. Gets a first down, runs inside the first down marker. Picks up a few extra yards as he hurdled a Gator defender on the play. And for Najee Harris, his 20th carry of the game tonight. And he's gone over 100 yards, close to 115.
As soon as the ball was handed off to Harris, going off the left side, the whole right side of the Gator defense was caved in. Elam went low to tackle Harris, and he just hurdled over him.
That's a 19-yard gain. So officially, Najee Harris, 120 yards tonight rushing on 20 carries, an average of 6 yards each time out of the chute. And again, now here's Jones, back to pass, fires the ball down the right side, and a receiver makes the grab. It'll be Jaleel Billingsley, and a flag on the play, and maybe a face mask after the catch by Billingsley.
Yeah, Elam's having a tough series here. He was in man coverage on that crossing route. It may be pass interference too. He was all over him. Elam was, and he still caught the ball.
Well, pass interference would be better than the catch and the face mask.
Yes, it would.
So yeah, it was. That's just no face mask, just a penalty. The Gators made an Alabama play, and that is hold the receiver, but they got called for it. We have a timeout as Elam is shaken up on the play, an injury timeout. 13:01 to play in the fourth. Back after this on the Gators Football Network. By just 4 points at 35-31. 13:01 to play in the fourth quarter. Look at the Gators. All you want when you're a heavy underdog is to be hanging around in that fourth quarter, and they put themselves in a position right now.
Yeah, and it began with 2 straight consecutive Gator stops on defense. But now they're struggling on this third series to stop Alabama.
Crimson Tide first down at the Gators' 12-yard line, right hash. There's the snap to Jones. Jones gives it off to Harris, and he's tackled nicely by Ventrell Miller. The linebacker sliced in there. Should be almost a no gain on that play as Miller comes up with the tackle. That's his 6th of the night.
And seriously, at this point in the game, anything that stops Najee Harris near the line of scrimmage is a brilliant play.
No gain, so 2nd and 10 for Alabama. Again, Harris in the one-back set off the left hip of Jones, and they give the ball to Harris, trying to run to the right. This tackle out there by Diabate as he turns the corner, gets inside the 5, but he stops short of the line to gain. It'll bring up 3rd down and perhaps 2 yards to go.
Just a handoff going off right tackle, missed tackle by Diabate, and then 3 other Gators got pushed back near the boundary, so he picked up 2 or 3 more yards.
Harris is the 5th different running back against the Gators this year to go over 100 yards rushing. 3rd down and a long yard to go for Alabama in a nice set. And they hand the ball off to Najee Harris running off to the left. He's got the first down and stood up right about the 2-yard line. It'll be 1st down and goal to go.
Got the first down easily. Just a handoff out of the eye. Quarterback under center, going off the left side. Lead blocked by a fullback.
That's the 30th first down tonight for Alabama. The Crimson Tide, they've been perfect in the red zone. 3 trips tonight, 3 touchdowns. 1st and goal, outside the 1-yard line. Jones under center, hands the ball off to Harris, trying to run the ball off to the right and down to the goal line, but stood up short of the goal line, about a half yard away. It'll be 2nd and goal.
And again, Alabama in no hurry, grinding this clock, taking as much time. I think they have some respect for Florida's offense, knows the offense can strike pretty quickly, so they're going to use the clock. And man, was that close.
Najee Harris has scored 4 touchdowns tonight, but not the way you would imagine. 1 rushing, 3 receiving, and the Gators linebacker Ventrell Miller laying on the field, getting a little medical attention. He was in that scrum there near the goal line. We'll take a timeout. Alabama 35 and the Gators 31 on the Gators Football Network from Learfield, IMG College. There was an injury timeout for Ventrell Miller, and during the injury timeout, the previous play went under review. And after review, the officials said the ball crossed the goal line. They overturned the call and awarded Alabama a touchdown. And it's now 41-31. 11:29 to go here in the 4th quarter. Harris has accounted for 198 total yards tonight. His 5th touchdown of the game. 2 rushing, 3 receiving. The extra point is good, and time is out. Alabama 42 and the Gators 31 on the Gators Football Network from Learfield, IMG College.
If you've ever been in a vehicle crash, then you know the impact caused by a collision. Now imagine the force of a crash so great, people are killed. My name is Eric. I sat behind the wheel and drove drunk. I caused a crash that killed 2 young women, Megan and Lisa. Now, I sit alone in my jail cell. Megan and Lisa were taken forever, and their families and friends were left devastated. Don't drink and drive, and remember our roadways are connected to our families.
This message brought to you by the Florida Department of Transportation.
Let's pause right here 10 seconds now for station identification on the Gators Football Network from Learfield, IMG College.
WRUF Gainesville, W251CG Gainesville. From the Anajar and Levine Studios, Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
The Alabama touchdown drive, 75 yards, 10 plays, 3:49 off the clock. And here's the Alabama kickoff. It'll be a fair catch taken by Tony at the 3-yard line for a touchback. Alabama now has 537 yards on offense. The Gators have 357. Alabama has run 28 more plays, 73 plays to the Gators 45. And the Gators down 11 again with just over 11 minutes to play, trailing 42-31. Gators to go left to right here in the 4th quarter, and they'll drive start from the 25-yard line. Tony motions off to the slot to the left. There's the snap to Trask on a play action. Trask dropping back, looking, holds the ball. Ball comes out. Loose ball on the field. A scramble for it, and Alabama has recovered at the 10-yard line.
Kyle Trask looking downfield as the pocket collapsed. They slapped the ball out of his hand and turned it over.
Now that was Will Anderson, a true freshman who has started every game for Alabama as the defensive end. Credited with that strip. And the Gators have their second turnover tonight. They're a -1 in this game in the turnover margin. Alabama came into this game +9 in turnover margin. And now they have it first down and goal to go. A 42-31 lead.
You know, that's a really tough situation for a quarterback who's trying to work the ball downfield. Coaches will tell you always keep 2 hands on the ball, but Trask was going to throw, pulled it back. And that's when the hit was made before he could get his other hand on the ball.
From the 10-yard line. They give the ball off on a running play to Najee Harris, and he's brought down and tackled that time by linebacker James Houston, who got out there and made the big play on Najee Harris. Houston's 9th tackle of the game. He's the Gators' leading tackler in this game. Now second down and goal at the 9-yard line. The ball now on the right hash. Alabama making multiple player substitutions now offensively. They get John Mechie in the game, a receiver. He'll be wide to the left with Devontae Smith in the slot to the left. Najee Harris, the running back, on second down and goal to go at the Gators' 9-yard line. Ball on the right hash. The snap to Jones. He rolls off to his left. Looks to throw the ball, and it's thrown high off the hands of the receiver, Devontae Smith. That's the 16th time they've targeted him tonight. He's caught 13 passes.
Smith runs a little out route to the left. Mac Jones rolled out to the left, but boy, he threw that high and hard. Smith couldn't hang on. He was open, though.
10:38 to play in the fourth. Alabama will run 30 more plays than the Gators after this snap right here. Third and goal at the Gator 9-yard line on the right hash. There's a snap to Wilson. Wilson looks to throw the ball toward the goal line. A catch made by Devontae Smith, but the Gators cover him, and they bring him down and around the 2-yard line, where it'll bring up fourth down and goal to go. It's the 14th catch for Devontae Smith tonight. He is just sitting in those zones.
Yep, exactly right.
Catching balls all night.
In the slot, hardly has to run. Just almost walks down the field, turns around.
All right, Will Reichard, who hasn't missed a kick all year. Neither has he missed a PAT, neither has he missed a field goal. And this will be a chip shot, 20-yard field goal. He's 11 for 11 this year, 15 of 18 for his career. There's the snap, the set down, the kick is up, and it is good. And Alabama, like that, has scored 10 quick points in a timeout with 9.5 minutes to play in the game. And with the score now, Alabama 45 and the Gators 31 on the Gators Football Network. Well, the Alabama field goal drive was a short one and a quick one. 8 yards on 4 plays. Took 1 minute 28 seconds after the Trask fumble. The Gators have turned it over twice. Alabama has converted 10 points off those turnovers. And it's a 14-point deficit. 45-31. Here's Reichard to kick it off. Sends the ball deep, and Tony makes the catch near the goal line. A fair catch. And so the Gators start on the 25-yard line.
Well, the pressure has been on the Gator offense since the beginning of this game. They have to score on virtually every drive, and this is no exception if they're going to have a shot at winning this game. And it's pretty tough. Kyle Trask has to virtually throw the ball every down.
From the 25-yard line on the right hash, the Gators come with an empty backfield. Trips to the left and twins to the right. Tony in the slot to the right. Here's Trask to throw it. Swings it off to the left, and a catch made at the 30-yard line. Good for about 5 yards on that throw. Kyle Pitts makes the grab. Pitts with his 4th catch of the game. He's got 50 yards receiving.
Lined up in the slot on the left. Just went 5 yards, turned around.
Malik Davis in the game at running back now. Tony motions across the formation into the slot to the right. There's the snap to Trask. Trask in the pocket, looks to throw it down the field. He's got Pitts, and Pitts makes the grab, and he's belted high and hard by the safety, Jordan Battle, but he held on to the ball for a big gain.
Beautiful throw and catch again. Just amazing. Tight end position on the right side and ran a post route between the two hash marks. Got whacked big time when he caught it, but he held on. Big play.
Just no way that linebacker, Dylan Moses, is going to stay with Kyle Pitts.
No.
Gators first down, the Alabama 38. The snap to Trask. Trask looks to throw it again. Rainbows it down the left sideline. Copeland there, and he can't make the grab in tight coverage. Pass play broken up on the sideline.
Oh, my. Had a chance. Copeland on the left side, running a stop and go. Ball was there. Actually hit him in the chest. Just could not hang on. Right on the money. Can't throw it better than that. Tight coverage, but the ball got to him.
Trask 19 for 29 tonight. 328. Second down and 10. Trips wide right, single receiver, Copeland to the left. They hand the ball off on a running play to Malik Davis, and Davis will get about a yard. The ball comes out, and let's see if they call it. Gators getting on it to recover.
Yeah, well, here's what goes on. Malik Davis trying to reach for an extra yard. Everybody thinks that's really cool to do. But when you play a team like Alabama and they're coming after you from all angles, you better hug that ball and take care of it. You can't have it away from your body.
Now it's 3rd and 9 for the Gators. Florida 5 of 8 tonight on 3rd down. From the Alabama 36-yard line. Again, no backs. The snap to Trask. He looks to throw it, intended for Pitts, and the ball is knocked away. It looked like, again,
got the flag.
There is a flag. I'm going to say, if that's not a flag, that's got to be pass interference on Josh Jobe.
All over him on the left side, pushed up the field, trying to come inside.
Holding on the defense, number 28, against an eligible pass receiver when the pass went beyond the line. That's a 10-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Again, an extreme case. Got the call, though. First down.
Gators with their 20th first down of the game. Alabama has made 30. Gators with a first down at the Alabama 26-yard line, left hash. Snap back to Trask, looking in the pocket. Now throws the ball, and it's going to be broken up, incomplete, intended for Grimes, and broken up by Jordan Battle, the safety.
And that pocket keeps getting tighter and tighter for Kyle Trask. Standing in there to the last second, and Grimes coming in the middle.
Wait,
covered tightly.
It looked like maybe Pitts had been open down the field.
I think they might have let him go.
Now 2nd and 10. Trask 19 of 30 in the game, passing for 328. 2nd and 10 at the Alabama 26. Left hash. The snap to Trask. Trask looks to rainbow it down the left side. It's incomplete, intended for Grimes. Again, Josh Jobe covering on the sideline. Now 3rd and 10.
Trask trying to run. Grimes running a go route. And I guess these days it's okay. There's a lot of hand action, pushing and shoving, and your hands in the side of your helmet while the ball's in the air.
Cornerback never looks at the ball. He just battles. He just fights the receiver all the way down the field. And maybe at the last moment he'll turn around. So here's 3rd and 10 at the Alabama 26 on the left hash. Snap to Trask. Quick throw. Kyle Pitts got it. First down at the 15, at the 10, at the 5. Down toward the goal line and stopped at the 1-yard line on a 25-yard gain to Kyle Pitts. It's first down and goal to go.
Man, you can see it pre-snap. Pitts in the slot to the right. Man coverage. Outside shade of his shoulder. He just pushed up the field. Broke inside. Trask threw it right on time.
Well, the Gators need to snap the ball. They do to Trask. He tries to run toward the goal line, and it looks like he stopped just a little bit short. Alabama, they were the team right now trying to run 11 guys on the field. They weren't even out there, and the Gators were just sitting on the ball. They should have snapped it. Would have had an Alabama penalty. Going to be 2nd and goal.
And Trask goes airborne going after this. And the ball looks like it's just on the inch-yard line. Mick, you know you and I would like to see Kyle Trask get under center and quarterback sneak it. Let's go.
He's had the ball for running plays tonight 13 times. That includes some sacks.
As the player was short of the goal line, the previous play is under further review.
Good, because he might have broken the plane as much as Najee Harris did earlier.
6 minutes and 59 seconds to play in the fourth quarter. Gators trailing 45-31, but a touchdown here would make it a one-score game, and it could be that he broke the plane.
I think he did, because he dove, he got spun around, but he's never on the ground. He's on top of a bunch of bodies, and I think at some point he may have projected the ball past that line. They just need a good angle. Not down, not down, not down. Still not down. I don't know if they can get the right angle. There was a lot of people wadded up in there.
Well, I don't know that they ever got him on the ground.
The ruling on the field stands as called.
Of course. Let's go. Get under center and let's go. Get this ball in there. Time's a factor. 6:59 on this clock. These got to get it in.
Dan Mullen talking it over with Kyle Trask, going over that play sheet. Gators on an 8-play, 74-yard drive. And if they can punch it in, it'll be a one-score game with just under 7 minutes remaining. Damian Pierce comes in the game at running back. Now the Gators have Kyle Pitts on the sideline on this play. Pierce is a wing to the left. They got two wings to the right with Zipper, and then Tony motions across the formation. Goes off to the left. The snap to Trask, trying to run it again. He's hit and he dropped. The ball is out, and looks like maybe Alabama has recovered. Trask trying to crash the goal line from a yard out. The ball out, and it looks like Alabama has another takeaway.
I don't know.
Offside on the defense, number 28, half the distance to the goal. Replay, second down.
A big break for the Gators.
Yeah, and Kyle Trask is just fighting his heart out, trying to make something happen. He dove again. I really don't like putting him in that situation in the shotgun, making him dive into the end zone. Get him under center and push.
You know, Josh Jobe, the cornerback, offside. And so now it's going to be a few inches from the goal line.
Now we're under center.
Trask under center, Pierce the running back. They go to an I set with a fullback and a tailback. And now they hand the ball off on the running play to Pierce to the right side. He's in. That's a touchdown for the Gators as Pierce scores, and it's 45-37.
There's no quit in this Gator offense. The Gators, this thing is coming down to a defensive stop and one more offensive drive. Unless the Gators decide to go for an onside kick. There's no room for error. What a clutch drive. Gators got a couple breaks. Thank goodness. This game is still winnable.
That's the fourth rushing touchdown for Pierce and the 10th of his career. And the extra point is added by Evan McPherson, and a timeout with 6:33 left to play in the fourth quarter. With the score, Alabama 45 and the Gators 38 on the Gators Football Network. Gators went 75 yards, 9 plays. Time of the drive was 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Damian Pierce scoring from a yard out. And the Gators, who once trailed tonight 28-10, have now narrowed the deficit to 7 points at 45-38 with 6.5 minutes remaining in the game.
Well, you've seen this Gator defense make stops, and they seem to be most effective when they don't back off the secondary and they just get after it. They've got to really be disciplined, get lined up before the snap of the ball, do their job, hang on tight, gang tackle. It's the moment of truth, this drive.
Tonight, the Gators have 407 yards on offense. Alabama 545. Crimson Tide with 76 plays from scrimmage. The Gators with 55. There's a 21-play differential, and yet only a one-score game. The Gators are down 7. They've given Alabama 10 points off their turnovers. It was one of the key stats. We wanted to see how it would play tonight. The Gators were in the negative in yardage, in turnover margin. Alabama was +9. And so 6.5 minutes to play as the Alabama offense comes out onto the field.
And the Gators elected to do a squib kick, meaning kicking it on the ground like a grounder in baseball, so the ball would hop around, but Alabama fielded it clearly. They'll have the ball on about the 35-yard line.
This is the second most scoring in SEC championship game history tonight so far, with 83 total points. And Alabama will start from its own 34-yard line. The ball is on the left hash. Harrison, the one-back set. Now Billingsley goes back there also. And they run the ball to Najee Harris off the right side, and makes another missed tackle. It's a good run. First down, about 13 yards for Harris. He's over 180 yards. Excuse me. He's over 145 yards rushing tonight.
And Harris was on the right gaping hole off of the right guard area, stepped out of tackles, and the Gators, they cannot die a slow death this way. They cannot let Najee Harris just run this ball down the field and eat the clock.
Harris tonight, 26 rushes for 147 yards. Alabama's run for 156 yards tonight on 35 attempts. So 6:22 to play here in this fourth quarter. Marco Wilson shaken up on that play, going off to the sideline. First and 10 for the Crimson Tide at the Alabama 48 on the right hash. And there's movement across the line of scrimmage. Looks like the Gators may well have been offside.
They were. They jumped. Again, discipline, no penalties, no room for error.
I guess they haven't fixed the referee's mic tonight. Not working. There's the snap back to Jones, gives it off to Harris, running to the right, got a first down the sideline, and the Gators trying to grab him, and Donovan Steiner finally catches up, but not before Najee Harris unravels another big gain. And he is approaching 170 plus yards rushing now.
Gators basically lining up in an 8-man front, doing everything to stop the run. And once Najee Harris breaks that line of scrimmage, there's not many guys left downfield.
27 carries, 176 yards rushing for Najee Harris. His career high is 206 yards rushing against Ole Miss, a game in which he also scored 5 rushing touchdowns. Tonight he has 5 touchdowns, but 2 rushing, 3 receiving. And 5:52 left to play in this game. Let's join Tate Casey.
Well, I can tell you right now, guys, you come into these moments right here and you got a chance to come in as a defense and give your offense the ball back to go at least tie the game for a chance. And right now, offensive line up front for Alabama just wants it more. I don't know if I've seen as much animation out of this offensive line all game, and they're showing it. I mean, they're running the ball left and right, and we're not stopping it because we're not tackling. And that's a problem at times.
Alabama averages 190 yards rushing a game, and they're at 185 right now, with 176 coming from Najee Harris on 27 rushes. Devontae Smith has been the big receiver. They've targeted him 17 times tonight. He's caught 14 passes for 169 yards receiving, including a touchdown. Alabama with a 45-38 lead. Stay with us following the game for our post-game show. WRUF will talk with head coach Dan Mullen. And then sometime tomorrow afternoon, the Gators will find out their opponent and the site of the upcoming bowl game. So here we go. Alabama has 1st and 10 at the Gators' 18-yard line. There's a snap to Jones, gives it off to Harris, and Harris runs into the Gator defense and gets about 3 yards before they bring him down. Mood Diabate in there, Donovan Steiner as well.
Alabama taking their time, working the clock, running the football.
You know, the Gators were a heavy underdog in this game tonight, and they have hung tough against the undefeated, top-rated Alabama Crimson Tide. Now here's Jones on play action, looks to throw the ball to the end zone, and he's got the receiver. It's Devontae Smith. He's wide open. He's got a touchdown catch.
Now, I just wondered if Alabama wanted to do that, because there were so many people up in the box trying to stop the run, and it was man coverage on the outside with Devontae Smith. You basically had 10 other guys within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. And Marco Wilson had Devontae Smith 101, but not even playing on the inside, which makes it easy for a receiver to get inside, which is the shortest throw for a quarterback, and the best angle to beat a defensive back is crossing the field. They did it. Still not over. Still not over. Not likely. 4:59. Gator offense respond again.
The injured player is the Alabama center, Landon Dickerson, who made his 24th straight start tonight, shaking up on that touchdown play. Mac Jones is now tied a career high with 5 touchdown passes, and there's some extracurricular activity going on after the play, and flags are flying on the field, and teams from both sidelines have come onto the field. And there's a lot of emotion going on right now. There'll be some penalties to sort out. Not exactly sure what started it. Landon Dickerson laying on the field, being attended to by the trainers. Dan Mullen not happy with the officiating crew. And there's going to be some penalties to deal with. All after the play had been long stopped. Let's check in with Tate Casey.
Well, a little bit of extracurricular, but I mean, the conversation for the last 2 plays between Zach Carter and that offensive line at Alabama, and after this play right here, you saw Zach Carter out there chirping a little bit. The referees separated them out, and then Dan Mullen out to the hash. I thought he was coming out to get his defensive line, saying, hey, you guys settle down a little bit, but he was actually pointing at the referee, pointing out to the field, going, there's something he was pointing at, saying, you guys missed this, and then Nick Saban trying to keep his guys contained at the same time. Both teams talking to each other throughout this whole conversation for a while there. I thought Saban and Mullen were having a little bit of an exchange, but not sure what exactly happened to Dickerson after the play, as he was holding Slayton and then tried to sling him all the way to the ground. It was a blatant tackle from an offensive lineman and nothing called. So I'm not quite sure. We haven't got a replay yet.
Landon Dickerson, they helped him up, and it could well be a lower leg injury. They put him on the cart, and all of his teammates come over and rub him on the helmet and the shoulders and the shoulder pads. But they'll drive him off the field, but he's high-fiving all of his teammates.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct foul against number 17 on Florida. That's number 17's first of the game. That penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
So a very unusual play / penalty after a touchdown with an injury and no action, but a penalty on Zachary Carter as Landon Dickerson is being driven off the field with a smile on his face as they take him underneath the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. 4:59 left to play in this fourth quarter, and now the Gators are chasing 2 touchdowns in the deficit now. Alabama, meanwhile, has gone over 600 yards of total offense in the game with 606. The Gators at 407. So more than 1,000 yards of offense. And if this PAT is converted, it will make 90 points in this game. Take another replay view of the touchdown. Very good execution of the play action pass by Mac Jones.
Yeah, but the Gators' alignment and the design of their defense is gave it to Alabama if they wanted to take it.
Now the extra point is on the way, and it's on the board. It is good, and time is out. 4 minutes and 59 seconds to play in the game. With the score now, Alabama 52 and Florida 38 on the Gators Football Network. Well, the Alabama touchdown drive traveled 66 yards on just 4 plays, taking a minute and 31 seconds to score, as it was a touchdown for Devontae Smith as he hauls in a 15-yard touchdown pass from Mac Jones. Again, Jones equaling a career high now with 5 touchdown passes in this game, giving Jones 32 for the year. Here's the Alabama kickoff, another booming kick. That's the best one they've had tonight, sailing back beyond the end zone for a touchback. And the Gators need a score and a stop and another score.
Seems like that's deja vu all over again, what we just said before the last drive. But with 4:59, this Gator offense has shown they can get down the field in a hurry. It's a lot to ask, but they're capable.
All right, Tony lines up as one of the 3 receivers off to the left. It trips to the left. Tony's in the slot. Pitts wide right to the boundary. The snap back to Trask, throws it to Tony. Tony makes the grab and fights for the close to the first down. Gets about 9 yards, depending on the spot of the ball. And for Tony, will be his 7th catch, and he gets now 148 yards receiving. 2nd down and a yard to go. Snap to Trask. Trask drops back, looks, and gets rid of the ball. Fires off to the right. It's broken up. Intended for Pitts and broken up by the Alabama secondary as Patrick Surtain, the true junior cornerback, broke it up. That's his 24th career pass breakup.
Kyle Trask within a breath of getting nailed before he threw that ball, but he's fearless in the pocket. 3rd and 1. Got to get this first down.
Now Trask swings it out to the left to Tony. He has the catch. He has the first down. Takes the ball on the sideline, goes out of bounds. It's about 4 or 5 yards.
3 receiver side. Got blocks from the other 2 guys, particularly Trey Grimes. He shot it out there to Tony. Got the first down.
.420 to play in the game. Gators with first down out to their own 39-yard line. Tony motions across the formation into the slot to the right. Trey Grimes wide right. There's the snap to Trask. He looks and throws it down the field, and it's going to be incomplete, trying to come to Pitts, but another Alabama flag.
You bet.
Another penalty on Alabama.
Trying to send Pitts.
Pass interference on the defense, number 14, 15-yard penalty. First down.
Pitts has got to be so frustrated this day. From his tight end position, went straight down the middle of the field. Ball's on the way. They just get under him, put their hands on him, grab him. Good call by the official.
It's on Brian Branch, true freshman playing the nickel.
But Pitts would much rather catch that ball and make a big play than get pass interference calls.
So the Gators now with a first down via the penalty. They're at the Alabama 46-yard line on the left hash. Snap to Trask on play action. Looks to throw it off to the right. Got Copeland, but he can't hold on to the ball. Surtain was defending on the play, and Copeland
perfect
doesn't
throw.
Come up with it.
Yeah, Copeland coming on an inside route. Underneath, people cleared. He came underneath, right to left. Perfect pass. Sometimes Jacob Copeland fails to concentrate and make the catch.
Trask 22 of 36 tonight for 367 yards. The 367 yards for Trask is the most by an opposing quarterback against the Alabama defense this year. 4:03 left to play. The Gators have 2nd and 10 at the Crimson Tide 46. Tony's in the slot to the right. There's the snap now to Trask. Trask looking, throws it off to the left, and he's got Naquan Wright with a catch, and it's a first down as he gets about 11 yards on the play.
What a great read by Kyle Trask. Wanting to get it downfield, had some possibilities, stood tall in the pocket, and picked up Wright coming across and dumped it off to him to get the first down.
Gators with 444 yards in the game, but Alabama sitting on 606. Florida has first down at the Crimson Tide 33 from the left hash mark. There's the snap to Trask. Trask swings it out quickly to Wright again. Same plays. He makes the catch and gets down the left sideline for about 7 yards. Gators on the move, but they're battling the clock right here. They need to score twice. 3:10 to play in the game. Florida trails 52-38. They have 2nd and 2 at the Crimson Tide 25-yard line. The snap to Trask again. He gives it off to Naquan Wright, running off to the left and stops short of the line to gain. It'll be 3rd down and a yard to go.
Got to get lined up. Got to get lined up. Moving a little bit slow. Clock running. 3rd down. Need this first down, but working the clock at the same time.
3rd down, a yard to go. They snap it to Trask. He's going to run it again. He's got the first down, getting just to the Alabama 20-yard line on what will be the 14th carry tonight by the Florida quarterback.
Quarterback run all the way. Got a good block from Wright. Took it off the left tackle. Pushed for the first down.
So the Gators with a first down, the Alabama 20-yard line. 2:25 to play. The snap to Trask. Trask backpedals, looks and looks under some pressure. Swings the pass off here to the right. The catch by Grimes. There's a flag on the play as he makes the catch, but he's behind the scrimmage line. And so back to the 23-yard line, but there's a penalty.
There is no foul on the play. There is no foul on the play.
See, I hate that when they say that because they don't explain why they thought there might have been a foul. What was the reason for the flag? You know, you throw a flag and you say there's no flag. Well, what was the reason why you thought there would have been a flag? That's an incomplete
Florida takes
decision.
their first time out of the
I don't know why the officials, when they look at their review meetings like that, why they're not called out for that. That's part of the training. That's an incomplete decision there. I mean, if you're gonna turn your mic on, explain things to the full.
We would like to know. Curious minds want to know. Gators call a timeout.
So the Gators will find out tomorrow where they'll play in the bowl game. They've been in New Year's 6 bowl games each of the last 2 seasons under Dan Mullen, winning twice. And if they do not pull this one out, they'll go into that bowl game trying to avoid a season-ending 3-game losing streak. It'll be an 8-3 record if they do not win this game with back-to-back losses. So you don't want to drop your bowl game, that's for sure, if you're not able to pull this one out here tonight. At any rate, you want to win the bowl game, which the Gators have been successful in doing. This is the 10th play of the drive tonight. 10th play of this drive. The snap to Trask. He looks to throw. Fires down toward Pitts. He goes up. He makes the catch. Sensational catch in the end zone. Kyle Pitts. Oh my! What a grab by Pitts. It's 52-44.
How do you not love to watch these guys work? Pitts goes down the field. He's got 2 people on him. He's in the slot to the right. He's got the first guy on the slot in him. The safety's coming over top. Trask throws the ball up, and Pitts goes up, gets it at the high point, comes down inbounds. Just a great play. There is no quit in this offense.
Florida takes its 2nd timeout of the half, 30 seconds in duration.
Pitts has been targeted 12 times in the game. He's caught now 7 passes, 129 yards in the game tonight. In the previous game we played 2 weeks ago against Tennessee, he had 128 yards receiving that day against the Volunteers when he had 7 catches. So he's got 129 receiving. Tony has 153 yards receiving. And Kyle Trask has thrown over 400 yards tonight, 408, and that is his 5th game of his career with 400 yards. Excuse me, his 9th game. I'm right, initially right. It's his 5th game with 400 yards, and the most ever against Alabama this year.
Gators going for 2, Mick.
All right, 2-point try after the Gators timeout. The ball at the 3-yard line. Trask maybe checks off on the play. Got Pitts wide left, 4 receivers wide right, no backs. Snap to Trask. He's throwing it toward Pitts. Pitts is held in the end zone, and the flag comes flying out.
You bet. Pass interference.
Alabama catches the ball in the end zone, and they try and run it back out. Daniel Wright, the safety, brings it out, but Pitts was interfered with for the umpteenth time tonight.
Tried to run a fade route, and he was just grabbed, smothered. He has had the most frustrating game, and in spite of all of this garbage all night long.
Pass interference on the defense, number 28. That penalty is half the distance. First down. Correction. Try down.
Yeah. But it's a credit. It's a credit to Kyle Pitts not quitting. A lot of guys would be so frustrated with all the holding and pass interference that he has dealt with all night. He just keeps going after it.
Alabama's defense is very, very good. But they're taking a play out of a lot of basketball coaches' playbook right now. Follow them on every play and see how many they call. Gators going for 2 now from the 1-yard line. No backs. Pitts wide left, 4 wide right in a quad set. The snap to Trask. He's going to try and run it, and he gets in for the 2-point conversion for Trask. It's now 52-46. The Gators down 6 with 2:07 to play in the 4th quarter.
Empty backfield. Took Malik Davis, motioned him out. Nobody home. Quarterback draw. Fantastic call. Fantastic call. Going for 2. Of course, if they don't make it, that would be challenged by the fans. But it was a brilliant call, and the Gators are within striking distance of winning this game.
Well, for all of the action in this game tonight, and the turnovers are a part of it, and the missed tackles are a part of it, and the failure to get certain stops are a part of it. The Gators have just battled left and right, in and out, up and down, all game long. They were a heavy underdog in this game. They've taken the undefeated Alabama team to 6 points with 2 minutes to play in the game.
Absolutely. To be respected and admired. This thing's not over yet, but this Gator team came to play.
And the Gators are going to try the onside kick, something they work on every day in practice. 2:07 left to play. Onside kick attempt coming. McPherson runs up, strikes the ball, it hits the ground, and it goes into the hands of Devontae Smith, who grabbed it before it went out of bounds. That kick did not get the hop that he was wanting. He had too much mustard on the kick. Hit it too hard and it wasn't really tough to field like some of them can be.
No, it took actually, it did take that intermittent hop right before it got to Devonta Smith, but he's pretty good with his hands.
Great hands.
Yeah.
You can't really kick it that far on an extra point kick. You don't see too many onside kicks recovered on balls that go, 15 yards or something like that. So Alabama gets great field position. They're going to start at the 48-yard line. The Crimson Tide on their own 48-yard line. There's the snap. They're going to run the ball off to Harris, trying to run to the right. Gators got to stop him, and Diabate gets there, and so does the other linebacker, Houston, get there. That's not much of a gain at all. And the Gators are down to 1 timeout. Alabama, of course, has all 3 of their timeouts. 1:52 remaining. Gain of a yard. It's 2nd and 9.
Final timeout, Florida. Please reset the game clock to 1:56. 1:56, please.
Now, this is quite a story tonight. In championship game history in this league, there had been 3 quarterbacks throw for 400 yards in a game. 2 of them are Gators. Danny Werfel in 1996 eclipsed 400 yards. And tonight, Kyle Trask has 408, and Mac Jones has 418. These 2 quarterbacks has thrown for 826 yards.
Yeah, amazing. As you went through that, and that happened in the same game. These guys are, they're great players, both of them.
Unofficially, the Gators have 467 yards of offense. Alabama has 607. So here's 2nd down and 9 for the Crimson Tide at the 48-yard line. Jones gets the ball and hands it off to the running back, and a great play by the Gators. Zachary Carter knocking down Najee Harris. That could be tackled behind the line of scrimmage. And now 3rd down. Say still 9 yards to go, so no gain. The Gators out of timeouts, of course. It's 1:36 and counting, and Alabama in no hurry at all. Alabama 52 and Florida 46. 98 points scored in the championship game tonight, and closing in on 1,100 total yards. Alabama has 3 timeouts left.
They'll let this clock run down to 1 second, call a timeout. It leaves 1:13 on the clock.
Charge timeout of Alabama.
Well, there was no question, Lee, that with 2:28 to go in the second quarter, and after back-to-back touchdown catches by Najee Harris gave Alabama a 28-10 lead, it looked pretty bleak for the Gators at that point.
It did. The Gators have had reason to hang it up, cash it in during this game, but they did not. They did not. And they have come back not to go ahead, but to give themselves a chance to win this game. And it shows a lot of grit and a lot of character by this team.
Well, the Gators have outscored Alabama here in the second half, 29-17. Here's the Alabama scoring differential. They're up huge in every quarter this year. Every quarter they have a sizable scoring advantage. Now, under center, Jones takes the ball, hands it off to Harris, trying to run to the left. The Gators string him out, and a whole host of Gators make the tackle. Yeah, he stayed in bounds, and that keeps the clock running. Approaching a minute to play in the game. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
So the Gators will have probably less than 25 seconds to try and put together a touchdown drive. But the defense did their job, got to stop. Unfortunately, the Gators are out of timeouts. So Alabama will run this clock down to every second that it can. Do the Gators go for the block, or do you go for the return?
Alabama takes the timeout. It's like about 26 seconds. Well, it's nice they got his mic working in the final minutes of the game.
He hollered out Alabama.
That was very informative. So 26 seconds left. 4th and 11. The Gators are down 6. 52-46. Kadarius Toney is back there to return the punt, if that's what it is. If the Gators, let's see if they, how they play. Will they come after him? Yeah, no. They're going to peel back and set up a return. Toney going back and makes the catch at the 8-yard line, comes to the 10, spins across the 10, gets out near the 11-yard line. 16 seconds left to play, and the Gators about 89 yards away from the goal line.
Well, Not much time. You might get 3 plays off. They'll take away the outside. They'll take away the deep ball. They'll give you the middle of the field because it lets the clock run. See where we go.
Trask is 26 of 40 tonight for 408 yards passing. They'll drive start from the 12-yard line on the left hash. Trips to the right, singles to the left. Trask steps up and he's hit and he'll be sacked. He had no chance to get rid of the ball, and that's going to do it. The Gators cannot stop the clock. Gators are going to try and get one last play. And I don't know if they got that done. And that's it. The Alabama Crimson Tide hold off a furious comeback bid by the Florida Gators tonight. And the Gators, a heavy underdog in this game, come up 6 points short. The final score tonight, Alabama 52 and Florida 46.